Form first this week, as I was telling you, please make sure that you are in the exam room very early, and make sure that you have your calculator, you have your ango. Okay, sawa. I think this thing ya kutry exam imekata hivyo ndio imeenda. Kwa nini unacheka na sijasema good morning? Anyway, a very good morning to you. Karibu sana to Y254 TV. This is Y in the Morning, the latest breakfast show in the 254. But anyway, I trust you've been well. My name is Grace Ainge. We are here to give you everything amazing, from a great banter to great music, great conversations, all day. And then nilikwambia hii show bamba sana ikianza Wednesday. Sijasema Monday na Tuesday si yakubambi. Mimi nimekwambia hii show bamba tu sana. Sisi tunajuza. Kama yeah.
But nowadays you be looking like morning.
My lord, can I stand up?
Nowadays.
Naza simama. Can I address the nation, guys? Yeah, I need to address the nation. Niliambiwa jana na my brother-in-law, my brother-in-love. Aliambia Grasha una kadem, akona do, akona ganji. Hey, my lord, I have made it in life.
That is not the compliment. The compliment is ukopesa.
Niko na hiyo pesa. I have money. Niko nayo. But usidanganywe kuja kuniomba. That is where I do not have it.
Niko na pesa, yes, but
lakini ukiniomba I do not have it. In fact, I don't know how money looks like.
Let me tell you this, my world is ending. I lost the nail, guys. I lost it. I don't know it went.
Alasikia sijui aje, ni kama tutampea.
I have such heavy OCD.
I mean, call it chipolatas.
Guys. This it's too smoky. The smokies of the business. But zinakaa vizuri.
My sister threw shade at me.
Again
for
now.
doing polish.
Why?
On my chipolata.
It's so pretty though. Look at her just giving.
Let me keep
Good morning. Hi, my name is Valentine, or at Color Me Val. Yes,
Unajua naendelea kutafuta. If you don't know, KCSE imeanza.
Yes, it has.
Sasa naendelea kutafuta wimbo gani tunaweza imbia watoto wa KCSE.
Vumilia roho yangu, majaribu ni kama moto yanayochoma imani yangu. Bwana naomba unisaidie.
Hata uwezi wasaidia.
Vumilia. Sorry.
Hata uwezi wasaidia tu uambie.
No. No.
It shall be permanent.
Be realistic.
Expect permanent.
Expect miracles.
Grade will be permanent. Kama ni D itakuwa permanent. Ushaisikia wimbo lakini it shall be permanent. Hey, it shall be permanent. Hey, what the Lord will do for you. Hey, it shall be permanent. Hiyo kitu yenye Mungu atakufanyia kwa hiyo exam, acha nikwambie itakuwa.
Uspanic. Usisikize this, by the way.
It's never that serious. It's never that serious.
It's not the end of life.
Ukiland on this video, just know we have wished you well. Tumetafutia wimbo za success, tumekosa. Wachana na tu zile za
umenitrigger. Nakumbuka tu success card.
Wacha nikwambie, watu walikuwa wanafungwa hizo success card alafu wanaeka hapa chini ya nini? Chini ya desk, alafu wanaeka na sellotape.
Why?
Unatafuta inalilia wapi? Unatafuta. Naendelea kufikiria. Hiyo ndio nakumbuka. Sikumbuki the other sound ilikuwa gani, because they were two very conspicuous. The first one was tululululu tululu tululu.
Hiyo ingine ndio itafanya nikasirike hata ndio.
I
think ndio nimeblock kwa akili because I cannot remember.
But when I remember it. But anyway, it's a beautiful morning to remind you that KCSE has started.
Yes.
National exams zimeanza. Wale watu wa paper. Hiyo kitu ilikuwa nitangu ile je tulikuwa tufanyanga hivi kwa lab alafu
litmus.
Wachana litmus. Ile tulikuwa tunafanyanga hivi unagonga kanini. Why are my ancestors failing me?
Pipette.
Wachana pipette. Titration. I was looking for that word. Burette. nilikuwa natafuta titration. You remember titration?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How many elements are in a periodic table?
Hey. If can't I.
180.
180.
Okay, nakumbuka juu nilikuwa nataka kukuuliza hiyo swali last week.
Oh, imekusaidia aje in this life?
Nikichukua tu hivi viatu, nigonge huyu msichana, kutakuwa na shida.
No, how has it helped
Will
you?
it be problem?
Has it furthered your life and your skills?
Shut up. Ukijua Mercury iko mbele ya Sun, hakuna siku nilikuuliza kama ilikusaidia, unanisikia? Kama Mercury ni planet. Usinikasirishe ya asubuhi. Usijaribu, usidhubutu kunikasirisha ya asubuhi. Yeah. How many elements are there?
Ana tape na nguvu.
Elements are there in a periodic table. Nakumbuka tu zile za 20. Zilikuwa 20 ama 21 zenye tulikuwa tunafanya 118.
Okay.
Hata mimi nilikuwa wrong.
Sawa.
118.
Na umeniambia 180?
Wewe ndio ulisikia 180. Mimi nilisema 118. How you had it?
Masikio ndio shida.
How you had it is a problem. You know, there's a unit I did in campus that ilikuwa inasema communication and culture, and one of the topics in that unit was meaning is individual and internal. Yes. Meaning is individual and
Individual.
individual.
Indigo.
Indigo. And internal. So mimi vile nimeisema, wewe vile umeunderstand ni up to?
I see. This how people fail exams. Unaenda unajiambia the answer is subjective. It is not subjective, my guy.
Nishakwambia
If
kama
it's
umesikia
3,
180, mimi nimesema 118. Wewe unasikia 180. 118. Hebu sema 60. Like a Kikuyu.
We. Prof! Uko!
60. Hiyo ni amkisi. 60. Vero copy. Say 60 like a Kikuyu.
We.
Lakini say 60 like a Kisii. 60. 60. Let me tell you, kuna pastor mwingine sitaki kumsema jina. Lakini pastor mwingine hapo, our youth pastor. Our national youth pastor.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Shashika.
huyo pastor anakuanga mkisi. No shade to Kisii, I love kisses. Sasa huyo pastor ukisikia akisema alikuwa anatuambia juzi, alikuwa anatuongelesha mambo ya ndoa. Si tuliisha. Before my neighbor who I had tagged along, she had never had him talk. So she was struggling to understand.
First of all, why you never tag me along?
Okay, I'm
Are you
sorry.
embarrassed of
I'm
me?
sorry. I'll take you. I'll take you.
So umesema mimi ni wa dunia?
Sorry, baby girl.
Utaki kunipeleka binguni na, si ndio?
Sorry.
Sawa. Continue.
Sorry, baby girl.
Continue the story.
Sasa juu siku kupeleka tu hiyo moja.
Ngapi don't make continue the story. Don't make me.
So as I was saying, he started preaching. Alafu akasema alikuwa anatuongelesha mambo ya ndoa. Akasema alisema nini? I'm trying to look for that statement because alituambia vile mtapata mjumba. Nataka kuwafundisha vile mtapata mjumba. Mambo ya pakiti. Wacha nikwambie.
Mbona mnaniweka hewani? Nisiko nacheka.
Alisema I'm trying to look for that word because alisema mjumba, kupata mjumba lazima kuna kitu alisema hapo mbele that sounded very. So my friend later ndiye anasema huyo pastor alikuwa anasema, nikamwambia ukusikia, like you didn't understand. Sisi tushamzoea, so we know what he was saying. Sisi tumeisha
Translator.
Aishi acheki, mimi nashanga kwa nini uifind funny, kumbe nijua understand kile inasema mjumba pakiti na msiende kwa usiku na mjumba aponyese. Hapana ponyesa. Maria mjumba. Well, I remember the other one. I'll tell you. I remember that one, I'll tell you.
Anyway, before my ancestors come for me, mi hata sijacheka mtu.
Wacha ninyamaze. Unajua nani anaweza ndani ndio ako kwa sound anaweza amua kunisikia.
Kama parliament uki overstep your time unashtukia unaongea.
Guys, mnaona tu mdomo wangu ikisonga lakini hamsikii kitu. This is never a dull moment on Wednesday, guys. Wacha nikwambie, kama unaanza kuwatch show saa 2, una misingi by the way.
Point of order.
You miss a lot. So, July ni exam week. Hii wiki ni exam week. Nataka uniambie.
Lakini sisi libidi uangalie saa. Just asking for a friend. Was it mad?
Excuse you, utajuaje nimevaa saa?
Sorry.
Utajuaje?
Auntie wa Mado, we are sorry.
Yeah. How will you know? Akitu Kapinto siku hizi ananifundisha violence.
Kapinto, congratulations. You just won a Pulse Award. I'm very, very proud of you and your small shorts and the ones that are always swinging and swaying. Congratulations, Kapinto.
Yes. So, let me read you something. That nimeiona. Me seeing my classmates, we are just bantering about exams. So we are just making random exam comments and remembering how exam week used to be like in campus, high school, whichever. Yeah, as we also encourage those ones that are doing the exams this week and wishing them success. Yeah, me seeing my classmates studying a topic I have never heard of before. Hey, kwanza wacha nikwambie, mimi kuna topics zingine nasikia ngamba zilikuanga ni
Come again?
tuliwaisoma hiyo ilikuwa little the nomenclature.
I actually liked it though. It is kuda ingine
what was was it by what was it? Hata sijui nilisikia juzi. Nikole okay by the tulisoma by thanks Benja binomial nomenclature. Let me tell you, nilisikia hiyo kitu juzi nikole ango atilikuwa wapi? Wacha nikwambie hiyo sikumbuki tulisoma nini hapo. Alafu unaona zile vitu za bones. Ulifanyanga biology ama ulifanya physics?
Biology was not optional for us.
Ulikuwa unanikalia unataka kufanya physics.
Biology was not optional.
So it was compulsory. Hey my lord.
Physics no, I think we drop at some point.
Alana vile unanikalia msichana wa physics. Yeah, very damn cutesy while doing physics. Yeah, gravity.
What I liked was chemistry. Sana hizi moles.
Wacha nikwambie, mimi hata siwezi kwambia nilipata nini chemistry campus high school. It's an embarrassment to my ancestors.
There was this part, I think it was biology, where we were putting together species and things. What was it called? Nimesahau jina. But the
nimekumbuka where you group you group animals, plants, birds.
Kwanza in Latin, ilikuwa na slap bana. Yenyewe school fees hapa imelipwa. Wacha tusome basi.
Lakini kwa nini zingine? Kwa topic zingine.
Sasa utanishautia mbele ya kila mtu.
Wacha nikwambie, unaona vitu zingine sasa inajaambia. Right now I'm telling myself, should I go back to school?
Kama
not even high school, even to uni. Should I go back to school? I will not study to pass exams. I will study to understand. Because
but I think kidogo the system failed us.
Tulikuwa tunafundishwa kupita exam. So there was so much fear of failing exams. Because I think I was telling you the other day tukiwa tu hapa kwa show, but it was after the show when we were talking about children that do not understand. Like watoto wenye hawako blessed to book smart. I was looking for that one. Children that are not. If I have a child who is not book smart, I will not force my child to get an A. Me, I will be like, Baba, you understand hiyo sawa, wachana nayo, twende ukue footballer. Yeah, I mean, si kwa ubaya. Nesijasema footballers hawajana. Val, unajua nimetoa viatu.
Hey!
But let me tell you, for me,
I will choke today.
Maybe if I will talk to parents, there's a class I do. There's a class I facilitate. That's usually attended by parents.
See how she's dropped it, so she facilitates.
Can you shut up?
Sir.
But then the oldest person in that class
Facilitator.
is 60.
Hey,
Yes. So
I do not despise your youth. Sorry, Auntie.
their parents, watu wako kwa hiyo class ni parents. Parents, mama yangu kwa hiyo class, like they're older people. People that just, and then let me tell you the interesting thing about teaching adults. Awakusumbui, amsumbuani. They know what they need to do. They will not sumbua you, don't sumbua them. Tupeane respect, class ikisha, 45 minutes later I am out. So, if when I talk to parents, I tell them, don't force your child to be an A material if they are not. Find their other talents, because you will be forcing your child to study and get an A, and maybe their nini was not in books. They had another talent. Had you nurtured it? There's something we do in stages of development. Had you nurtured it?
That's psychology.
Yes, stages of development from 0 to whatever is. They're about 7 or something. I forgot. But yes, you see, so mtoto akona kitalent huku, anaweza kuwa painter, anaweza kuwa footballer, anaweza kuwa musician, anaweza kuwa watu wafungi na waimbi, those ones. Alafu wewe umeforce kitoto kikae class kipatange A. Alafu the more you're forcing your child to get an A when they're not book smart, is the more you keep demoralizing their self-esteem. Because anafeel kama apati A kama wale wengine, basi yeye hayuko sawa, hayuko worthy. Please kababa, wewe fanya yenye unaweza. Kama wewe ni wa A, please bag that A. If you're not an A, do not stress yourself. Do not stress your children.
Msisikize Grace, so many guys. Don't listen. Read, brother. I know the temperature is getting hot, but compose yourself and read. Read.
Because what I nikwambie, while you tell them to read, maybe I will tell them, if you don't get that A, it's not the end of the world.
But honestly, it's as if I've seen something. Okay, it's in a picture in my head, but if I could say it out loud, having an exam and expecting everyone to pass, it's like having a fish, a monkey, and a giraffe, and telling them to climb a tree. Who's going to climb it?
Exactly.
Why? Everyone has their own talents. Why are you forcing issues? Let the fish swim. Hata giraffe akwe mrefu na monkey abati kitu.
Mambo za kuforce watoto huku wa.
Let the Nugu do the what the Nugu should do.
Let me tell you something. I had the privilege of meeting the former president. President Uhuru. And I remember one time.
Nimemiss bwana. Ako wapi? Hey, I've missed you.
Hata mimi nilikuwa kwa hiyo party ya kumwambia nimemiss. So, one of the things President Uhuru, I liked President Uhuru for. President Uhuru didn't force people to become A materials. Because mimi nilimuuliza. Long story for another day. But I'll pick the part that's relevant for this conversation.
Now ameringa pole pole. Soft kuringa. Ameringa softly.
So, one thing I asked him, is there a particular grade I should get? He was like, zile za ati particular grade. So you know unataka kwenda wapi? Get that. Like, he was not ati wale watu wa A, you must get an A. Because me I asked him, Your Excellency, is there a particular grade I should get? And he was like, you want to go to that campus you said you want to go to? So you know the cut mark ya kwenda kwa hiyo campo. Why get that? Like, sitakwambia atipata A or something. Very chilled guy. Mambo za kusumbua watoto huku mnawaambia lazima upate A. Lazima upate. Mimi, I will tell my children very boldly, get what you can get. If you are an A material by all standards, I will not expect anything short of that.
Okay, so wasipo unataka wajae TikTok.
Hapana mimi na watoto wangu.
Sikia sasa double standards.
Wasipo
kama ni kudance
those good international schools that have co-curricular activities.
Sijui kuswim.
Yeah, exactly.
Sijui piano.
Wacha nikwambie, unaona watoto wangu wamezaliwa na Scout Life Ambassador.
Grace is speaking from a point of money.
I do not have. Okay, I have money. Power of the tongue. So, anyway, sasa kwa nini hii kitu imegeuka ikakuwa about me?
See, we were talking about encouraging people and
what are you comments?
Congratulations.
Different people during exam time. Okay. Someone is saying the pain of seeing people using ruler and calculator in exams when you can't see the question that needed that. we ulikuwa unaangalia unaona watu mtu amechukua kirula alafu amechukua hii kitu kingine tulikuwa tunazungusha nayo saa kweli inaitangwaje
compass.
Yes, mtu ameweka compass unashanga unachora nini mimi
hapo kasemi sako kalikuwa kanaitwa nani protractor
usiata unaangalia unashanga mumefungua set mi yangu iko ndani ya loka
kwanza set yangu ilikuwa mpya saa hiyo watu washatumia zao practicing
yangu iko ndani ya loka saa hiyo niko mnatumia set exam gani namba gani ina need set
kwanza hao watu kwenye walikuwa na mwakenya na mimi sikuwa najua inaniuma bado hadi wa leo. Why would you not tell me you have answers? Imagine, no, I don't have that courage, bana. I don't know.
Maybe my face will betray me.
The worst I've ever done ni kuchimba shimo hapo kwa, sorry for destroying property, but nilikuwa kuchimba shimo hapo kwa desk alafu niweke straw. Juu nilikuwa nataka kunywa Ribena. That's the worst I've ever done in my life. At in school. Watu wanaiba mtihani bana. Mimi nakunywa Ribena.
I've never cheated in exams. No, let me tell you what happened one time that I came close to cheating. I had gone to this trip in Uganda during exam week. Mimi niko kwa Uganda na perambulate nazunguka. Nimerudi. Exams were supposed to be on Monday. And so I was supposed to come back. Like in my mind sikuwa nafikiria kama exam ni Monday.
Zimekwambia exam ni siku gani? But proceed.
Wacha nikuambie. Rekegwe reminder. Let me tell. Mimi niko Uganda. Nimezurura ni Saturday. Sina pesa ya kulipa flight. So hiyo nikumaanisha nikuje usiku niafike huko asubuhi. Nikafika Sunday. Sunday after nimefika shule ndio niko zile za ngoja by the way kesho niko na exam ya some history class. Wacha nichukue na panic mode. Sasa hiyo sijachukua exam card. Exam ni asubuhi saa 3. Finance office inafunguliwa saa 2:30.
Any campus?
Yes. Finance office inafunguliwa 8:30. Chanifike shule ipate laini inatoshana kutoka hapa sijui mpaka wapi. Kila mtu anataka exam card na kila mtu anakimbia exam. Mimi ndaambia wazazi wangu kwa nini siku anafanya exam.
Why?
Mbona nilimiss exam nafaa kulipa pesa extra nifanye exam next semester. Wacha nisimame kwa hiyo line. Nilisimama, nikasimama.
Meanwhile, TikTok.
Meanwhile saa 3 ilishafika, 9:30 imefika. Exam room kuna time ufai uwezi alaiwa ndani. Nauliza watu, please niache tu nichukue exam card. Mimi nienda exam saa hii. Kila mtu akamwambia hata tuko na exam. Hata tuko na exam. Wacha nikwambie sijawahi sweat kama hiyo style. 1 hour later, exam ilikuwa 2 hours. Nilishow up exam room at 10 something.
Na akakukubali.
Ngoja nikushow. Nikapatana na huyo lecturer. Huyo lecturer alikuwa anapendanga wasichana, especially wasichana weupe. Hiyo ndio kitu iliniokoa.
Pretty privilege.
Yeah.
Pretty privilege.
Let me tell you kitu ilikuwa huyo lecturer liked beautiful light skin girls. So vile nilifika one atakuwahi kwa tume. Ilikuwa lecture class yake hapana. Hiyo exam ikukuanga class yake. Like he was not the one who used to teach us. He was invigilating for our lecturer. But he was teaching me another class in that semester. So you see, ni ule lecturer mnapatananga class ingine lakini ile exam ana kuinvigilate si hiyo yake. So akaniangalia zile za madam unatoka wapi saa 40 minutes to exam.
Terrain.
Niko zile za nilifika hapo kwanza nasikia kulia, niko victim, nataka kujivictimize kabisa kama nani mwingine tuliona jinsi ya kujivictimize.
Don't kill me.
Shut up. Wewe sikukua la wele. So, niko hapo mimi naangalia yule mwalimu. Sitaki kusema jina yake because he had a very interesting name alikuwa anaitwa Chico. So, mimi naangalia yule mwalimu.
Sitaki kusema jina yake na ushasema.
But who knows huyo nani where. Because I've not even said the institution I went to, so it's okay. So, mimi niko hapo, huyo mwalimu akaniambia, zile za, unakuja exam. Like, normally he was not supposed to allow me into the exam room. So that the mwalimu do, he's just like, fanya hivi, wewe ingia tu class, ufanye nini? Alafu guess your exam ni out of what? Out of 70. Everything we've done in class has been out of 30. So already I am failing. Already I have failed because all the other assignments the class nilikuwa nimepata I think 26 out of 30. So nilikuwa natafuta a whole 70. Yetu ilikuwa inaanzanga 90 by the way. Nimekaa hapo sioni kitu. Dere kuona marudurudu tu. Nilikuwa naona tu marudurudu. Nilikuwa naona marudurudu. Huyo mwalimu nimeanza kulia. Sijaishikwa la panic attack kama hiyo siku. Nimeshikwa la kipanic attack.
Ulilia?
Niko hapo sioni, nimesweat mikono, nimesweat uso, najiambia hii class nisha fail. Hivyo tu ndo nimefail. Already I am at 26. So how do I even get the other marks? Do you know I don't even know if I wrote anything in that exam.
Jina tu.
I didn't write anything in that exam. Huyo mwalimu was very gracious. Exam ikaisha. We had about like 30 to 45 minutes between that exam.
My foot.
So what did that mwalimu do? Alinipa extra minutes after watu wameenda.
Yeye anapenda wasichana weupe.
Alinipa extra minutes.
Anapenda wasichana weupe.
Alikuja akarealize hakuna kitu nimeandika. Like aliangalia, akafungua, akazuiza like
uko sawa?
Umeandika. Like uko sawa? Niko like mwalimu sayo nimelia, niko panic, nimesweat as in so akaniambia just come with me.
So the secret is tears.
Come with me. Sio nakaka pole
kazi tu ni kulia.
Nakaka pole nalia alafu laka tu
akili moto wangu.
Mnyonge. Tumeelewa yeye kwa nini kwa ofisi. So vile tulifika kwa ofisi, aliambia what is wrong? Why did you come late to the exam? Kamwambia mwalimu, I had traveled and then I didn't have exam card. So this morning is when I picked.
Nani alikutuma uende Uganda?
Sasa sikumwambia nilikuwa nimeenda for leisure. So nilifanya kumwambia I had gone for a family engagement.
Kia mtoto wenyewe ameenda for leisure. Hata haikuwa kitu ya
I had gone for a family.
Machos.
Nilikuwa nimeenda conference ya church. Alafu conference ikaisha
mbona ukujiombea ufike mapema?
Nikaongeza an extra day or 2 for leisure. So nikamwambia mwalimu I had traveled for a family engagement and I came back today in the morning only to
Thou shall not tell a lie. Yaani umetoka kanisa direct kutaka.
So mimi nikamwambia mwalimu I just came back from you know what that teacher told me. Andika aliambia just write on top of your paper I blacked out hivyo tu. Aliambia andika, aliambia write your admission number, write your name, sign against it and write I blacked out. Hivyo ndo niliandika. Do you know nilipeangwa marks ngapi? I was waiting for a repeat. Hiyo class nilipeangwa 44. Sijui kwenye 44 ilitoka. Cut mark ilikuwa 40.
Mungu baba. Hizi machozi were they golden?
Nilipeangwa 44. Alafu cut mark ilikuwa 4 and I can tell you yeye ndiye alikuwa lecturer wetu. So huwezi sema ati ni yeye alifanya nini?
Please put in place the right people in my path. Wanihurumie.
Sijakuelezea what happened next. Si nimetoka huko sasa. Nikasema the next class kwanza was statistics, mimi and Hesabu. We were enemies to different planets like Mercury and Saturn. Sasa nikatoka hapo. Nikatoka hapo. Kwanza break ya nini imeisha. Ile break tulikuwa tumepewa ya in between exam imefanya nini? Imeisha. The next exam niko nayo ni statistics, my lord. Nikajiambia, you don't know what I said? I said that natuko hiyo lecturer wa statistics nimwambie mwalimu mimi I'm not able to do this exam. I'm very discombobulated and I'm not okay. So kufika nikaenda.
What?
Yes, I said I'm not doing it. Afadhali ni repeat exam. Afadhali I apply for a repeat of exams. Then nirudishwe class mzima ni repeat. Sasa hivyo ndo nilifanya. So mimi nikaenda nikafika kwa hiyo class. Uzuri nilipata lecturer wetu ndiye ana-invigilate hiyo nini. Our lecturer that used to teach that unit. So mimi nikamwambia mwalimu mimi I've been feeling very discombobulated. Nikampigia story venye kulienda asubuhi. Nikamwambia no mwalimu mimi I'm not in a position to do exam. I am going to do a special exam next semester. Akaniambia no, Maingi, what you do don't do special exams. One, you will not be guaranteed it will be me offering this class next semester. So unaweza patana na lecturer mwingine mwenye akujui hajai kufundisha.
Hii story inaanza kunikasirisha.
nyamaza.
Yeah, nakwambia, baby girl.
Yeah, I'll never.
Relax. I might not be the one to help.
Yeah.
I want to help. I want to be here for you.
Yeah, that's money you're going to spend too. You're not assured that, you know, blah blah blah. I can do this, man. If you ask me, sit down, do exams. Alafu marafiki zangu wako hapo wanasema mwalimu, we will help her, it's okay mwalimu akasema ati just huyo mwalimu nakwambia, I won't even say this story so that asifuatwe, but anyway alifanya kusema just enter class, your friends will help you do the exam, but do not allow yourself
unasaidiwa ukiwa ndani ya exam room. You are going
so what the teacher did,
you are going to be helped.
So what the teacher did, the teacher read newspaper.
We have led different lives.
The teacher read newspaper. Yeah, the teacher read newspaper throughout that exam.
Mbona sina water ya
well,
kusip?
the teacher was
I want to
reading
sip water. What's
there you are, water kando yako. While the teacher read newspaper, I did my exams and I got a C+. A 60.
We have led different lives.
I got a 60.
Very different lives. At baby girl, don't hey.
That's the closest I have ever come to, like, box.
Closest?
Yeah.
Wewe ulikuwa hapo ndani ya nini? Closest?
Asikupewa ngati makaratasi.
Wewe. Sio tupima. Helped. You are inside. You need to hey. Basically, you had an open book exam. Ulikuwa na kitabu hapo with answers.
No, what happened ni zile za hiyo formula ni gani unaambiwa, but sikupewa karatasi. Yeah.
Formulas ndio kila kitu.
Hiyo formula ni gani? Okay, fanya hivi. Acha nione.
Kwanza ikuwe hizo hesabu zenye unapatiwa marks just for 1 mark for getting the formula, 2 marks. Answer imeenda kukaribia sijui. Hey!
Exactly.
You're making my head point.
Exactly. And then I finished my school. That was the closest. I've never cheated in exams. Me, I don't know what cheating is. Why are you looking at me like that?
Kama umechoka na history ya Grace, please say I. Thanks. Yeah. At White54 on Facebook. Hashtag kwanza ya leo ni gani? Hata nimesahau, umenikasitisha na history.
WCW.
Hey.
Yeah. So, in number 4 question, how did you plot the graph? Me. Wait, the question had a graph. Where? Nani alikuwa hawa? The question had a graph. Where? Hey. So, the second table, how did you fix the numbers? Wait a minute. Was there tables? Hey, me in the exam room seeing my friends getting graph papers. Bro, which corner in the paper is that question located?
Wewe unakaa out. Can I please have an extra paper? Extra paper? Extra pressure? What do you mean?
Wacha kwanza hiyo graph. Wacha kwanza hiyo graph paper. Ushaona umefanya exam inakuja kushala alafu mwalimu anakuja na graph papers anasema 4 question nini here the graph papers and you're like
ama unasikia mwalimu ameingia number 4 please there's a correction. Hiyo tu ndo nimepata right guys. That's the first. What do you mean there's a correction?
Leave number 4. Number 4 has a confusion. Leave hey, mimi nilishafanya mpaka bana nikapata answer. Hey.
Kwanza okay. Tick bana. Ama at some point you just get tired. You just start guessing. B, A, C, C, D, D,
so
B,
me,
A,
after
A,
exams, when they start arguing if the answer is -2 or 3 or -3, I got 87.
50.
Hey, where?
Umesema 87 kama Mkikuyu.
Hey. Acha niwaambie. Hey. Ati sijui mathematics stuff. Hey. Where? And that's compulsory question topic. Your life will not be the same. Ushaipata compulsory questions. Hey. Wacha nikwambie. Mimi easy exams. Which kind of questions did you like? There were these questions that scenario, case study, those ones. Then 2.
If Grace is walking at a speed of 3 kilometers per hour.
Even leave those ones, especially when they're in campus. Hizi za unaambiwa, assume you are a journalist sijui where
Funny
this
thing.
happened to you, what would you do in that case?
Funny thing is,
I am not a journalist right now.
but unasomea journalism.
I know, but hiyo ni ile senyo unaambia mwalimu, I'm still a student.
Funny thing, I can't relate. My course did not have exams.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
We had, it was 100% assignment based. So unafanya assignments, they're usually 3 per semester. So kila assignment iko na weight yake. So either 30, 40 hivyo. So we're very hands-on. So the only exam I ever had was media law. Na hata hiyo ilinisumbua by the way. Nisipendangi exam. Na tulikuwa na kitabu.
Unashangaa kama uko lawyer ndani ya media.
Niliteseka.
That one na ethics in media.
Vitu zingine bana. Vitu zingine sitaki kufikiria.
Hey guys. I remember writing Concur and someone raised his hand and said, "Sir, there is physics on the paper. We were not told that physics is part of the exam."
Concur sasa ndio physics. My learned friend.
Okay, guys. So, there's this other post in inasema, you in the morning revising before your exam starts. You in the morning revising before your exam starts. So, ushaipata wale watu wenye walikuwa hivi,
Sikuwa napenda kusoma the morning too.
Ushaipata watu alafu sasa wachana hao. Ama wale watu walikuwa wamejifunga kwa karende hivi. Waati wanapitia zile vitu zenye wanajua zitakuja.
Watu wa Mwakenya.
Walikuwa wananikasirisha.
Kina Wambo, tumewaona, ni sawa.
Walikuwa wananikasirisha. Hey. So somebody saying this method works as long as you're familiar with everything inside. Everything gets captured when you flip the pages. Hey, I don't understand what we all read that morning that couldn't be read on other days.
Wow.
I tried this, I became confused the whole day. Because my last minute can save. The goal is I saw it somewhere.
Wow.
That is the goal. You go to the examination with more or less content.
More or less.
Hey, this is so me. Bro activates Ronaldo's 90 plus minutes mode.
But there kuna kitu tamu kama 90 plus. Hakuna.
Kiswahili exams, me busy avoiding to read the paragraph. Ngoja kwanza walimu wa Kiswahili mlikuwa ngala shida gani? Wacha nikwambie. You remember the 16 mnyambuliko wa vitenzi? Hali ya kutenda, kutendea, kutendesha, kutenda, kutendewa.
Wacha nikwambie sasa bali tu nanisaidia is K for constant, kugongewa. Hiyo tu ndio nakumbuka guys. Hizi zingine zilikuwa unnecessary. Very very unnecessary.
Wacha nikwambie hali ya kutenda. Kulikuwa na kutenda, kutendana, kutendeana, kutendewa, kutendwa, kutendatenda, kutendesha. So, verb, tumia neno, hapana sitaki kukwambia kugonga.
Kugongeana, kugongewa, kungegeshana. Constant.
Wacha la Kiswahili walimu Kiswahili mgomo tumeba ufala sana by the way. Wacha nikwambie alafu viambishi viambatiti. Ni viambishi viambatiti amani kiashiria shadidi.
Nachoka tu kusikia.
Kiashiria vitenzi, mnyambuliko wa vitenzi ni hiyo. Nimeshakwambia mnyambuliko wa vitenzi, nimeshakwambia kiashiria, nishakwambia ngeli.
Hapo ndio nilikuwa nikwambia. Tulikuwa tunaimba hadi shule. Kwanza ilikuwa primary, I'll never forget. Alikuwa ameitwa Mrs. Beans. Wakivilia hizi Kiswahili wewe.
Unatufanyisha nini?
Alafu tunapigwa on Fridays kama tuongee Kiswahili tunapigwa. Why?
Tell us.
Why? For what? How has it assisted?
Mimi nashangaa kwa hizo viashiria tulikuwa tunasoma hizo vitu zinanisaidia wapi sasa hii? Zinanisaidia wapi?
Kugongewa.
Ndakuonyesha video fulani hapa niliona jana. Lakini sijui kama Benja unaweza tuwekea sasa hiyo game sasa tucheze because tukiendelea like this like that.
We are clearly scared.
Yeah.
Traumatized.
Tukifikiria zile vitu walimu wetu walitufanyia.
Sitaya fikiria.
Okay.
easy.
Kivi ui kalutwaje mayai haya.
Muyai. Kuna hadi muyai.
Yai. Lia. Mayai ilikuwa kwa lia. Mayai ilikuwa yai hili. Mayai haya.
Wakati huu.
Kivi. Ni
Kiti.
Kenya najua tu ni
Kiti.
saba haikukuanga na kitu yote. 6, 7 haikukuanga na wingi. Moja.
Stress.
Unatafuta 7 nini?
Stress.
Moja 7 haikukuanga na wingi. 6, 7, 8 watoto 7. Si watoto wa 7, watoto 7, watoto 6. Watoto. Hebu sema tumalize sasa hii segment. Kabla tucheze game. Tumalize na siku za wiki in Kiswahili. Siku za wiki.
I'm gonna be like Val hapa ndio.
Tuanze.
Jumamosi. Jumapili, Jumatatu, Jumanne.
Umeanzia Saturday.
See, Jumamosi first. Is it not first? Mosi is not one. Is it not?
Did this girl just start the week on Saturday?
Yes. See, is it not Sabbath? Is it not?
Anza na Sunday.
Why?
Jumapili.
Sabbath.
Aya, sawa, it's your game. Sawa. It's your story, not
Aya, continue. Since you know so
Sorry.
much. Since you know so much. Acha nikumalizie basi Ijumaa. Anza tena basi. Anza na Jumapili. Start with 2 because you know everything.
Jumapili.
Ona.
Jumatatu, Jumanne, Jumatano. Lakini wacha nikuulize, kwani ulikuwa unasema Jumatano na Friday ni Jumatano?
No.
Like no, in my mind I'm always thinking Friday was supposed to be called Jumatano because it's Juma 5 na Friday number 5.
Ijumaa bro.
I know.
Alhamis.
But Alhamis alafu Ijumaa. Lakini sasa in my mind I'm like mngeanza tu mngeita Friday Jumamosi. Alafu tuseme na January to
Ati tungeita Friday Jumamosi.
Jumatano. Yeah.
Alafu hiyo nyingine ikwe Sato.
Siko sure. Alafu sasa tusalimiane na Kiswahili alafu tumalize hapo. Zile salamu za Kiswahili zenye tulikuwa tunaambia good morning. Good morning ilikuwa
nilikuwa chukia guy again with the singing.
Yeah, good morning ilikuwa nini? Good afternoon ilikuwa nini? Good evening ilikuwa gani?
Ngoja sisi tulikuwa tunaimba hivi, tulikuwa tunaimba aje? Aki scars, traumas are so many. Tulikuwa tunaambiwa tunaamka kwanza, shikamoo mwalimu, marhaba. Kwa tuambia nini? Mbona sawa?
Tulikuwa tunaanza shikamoo lakini asubuhi sikumbuki tulikuwa tuwasalimiana aje. Marhaba. Wewe fanya hivi tukifikiria hiyo part tutakuja kuambia tukitoka break. That's all right. Tutakuwa tumegoogle
kidogo niumie kichwa bana. I need
but
to remember
anyway,
what
in the meantime, as we look for the answers for those what we call it, for those greetings in the morning, afternoon and evening, we are taking a very short break. But as we take this short break, please go to our social media. Yeah, our social media handles. Check the question of the day. We have a question. Yeah, social media. Check our question of the day. It's on Y254 channel on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Please allow me to shine on social media. Hi.
Nimekumbuka song yangu, but
wait, sorry, it's the shock for me. But anyway, guys, do not touch that dial. We're coming back with more.
Y254. Imagine. sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, oh feel me.
कुछ कुछ होता है क्या करूँ हाय
पीलूं है पीने का मौसम तेरे संग इश्क तारी है akauliza mama.
This week on The Buzz, we highlight the life story of the GOAT himself, Nyashinsky.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
On Creative Corner, our guests let us in on their new feature film, Zoza.
Life tunapulidanga kwa usawa mtoi ndo unataka kuishi.
Cranium is coming to Kenya, and we have all the details.
Can't believe
Alien franchise have yet another epic film for all their horror sci-fi lovers.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Let's catch up on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. with me, Eve Nyaga, for all the entertainment news. Here on Power Talk Show, we handle conversations of current affairs that directly affect you. We do a deep dive on conversations that involve relationships, mental health, finances, and other trending issues. We also share stories of people who have faced adversaries and managed to overcome them.
I'm a person who tried committing suicide 3 times. Yes, before I reached class 7.
Tune in to Power Talk each and every Thursday at 7:10 p.m. and join in the conversation with me, Cheryl Blessing, using the hashtag PowerTalk. This Sato on the East Circuit. Mambo inachemka.
It may be getting hotter.
To highlight one of the hottest nganyos currently, Opposite.
la 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 ako kapenika area nakakitaka mwiti.
Famous ndo cinema yetu of the week.
Here's the thing. You're talented. But this business is about patience.
Bado tunakupea travel tips na ideas from our content maestros. Kama kawa tunadai kuwacheki, so anza kuprepare selfie zako mapema. Playlist ni Kenyan all the way. Duo ni ya Eve Nyaga na DJ Hariso, so unajua show itakuwa mbaya kuruka. Tupatane Sato at 9 a.m. for Aluta the E-Circuit Way.
Y254. Imagine. Y254. Imagine. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, oh feel me.
कुछ कुछ होता है क्या करूँ हाय
पीलूं है पीने का मौसम akauliza mama.
This week on The Buzz, we highlight the life story of the GOAT himself, Nyashinsky.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
On Creative Corner, our guests let us in on their new feature film, Zoza.
Life tunapuldanga kwa usewa mtoi ndo unataka kuishi.
Cranium is coming to Kenya, and we have all the details.
Can't believe
Alien franchise have yet another epic film for all their horror sci-fi lovers.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Let's catch up on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. with me, Eve Nyaga, for all the entertainment news.
Here on Power Talk Show, we handle conversations of current affairs that directly affect you. We do a deep dive on conversations that involve relationships, mental health, finances, and other trending issues. We also share stories of people who have faced adversaries and managed to overcome them.
I'm a person who tried committing suicide 3 times. Yes, before I reached class 7.
Tune in to Power Talk each and every Thursday at 7:10 p.m. and join in the conversation with me, Cheryl Blessing, using the hashtag PowerTalk.
This Sato on the East Circuit. Mambo inachemka.
It may be getting hotter.
Tuta highlight one of the hottest nganyos currently, Opposite.
La la la, ako kapeng nika area, nakakitaka mwiti.
Famous ndo sinema yetu of the week.
Here's the thing. You're talented. But this business is about patience.
Bado tunakupea travel tips na ideas from our content maestros. Kama kawa, tunadai kuwacheki, so anza kuprepare selfie zako mapema. Playlist ni Kenyan all the way. Duo ni ya Eve Nyaga na DJ Hariso, so unajua show itakuwa mbaya kuruka. Tupatane Sato at 9 a.m. for Aluta, the E-Circuit way.
Y254. Imagine.
Vibe that comes with that montage. Maisha siwezi prosper na wewe. Guys, please ignore her. Please ignore her. Very karibu sana. Karibu back. Karibu again. Why in between my talking are you sharing?
Hata sijaongea. Sijatamka
maneno. Ignore her. I am welcoming you back. Please ignore her. Welcome back to Y254 TV. If you're just getting to join us, this is Y in the Morning. On Wednesday, we have the most amazing fun. Hey, my lord. No siku unakujanga isho saa 2. Kuna ingianga isho saa 1. Ukiingia saa 1, uta get interesting vibes and interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, not my ancestors coming for me. But anyway, in other news, nimesikia we have gone through so much before we start fighting.
Hey! We as a nation, we have gone through a lot, guys. A lot.
So tuanze na hiyo kitu Wednesday. No. Sijasema kitu.
Okay, can we talk about
Did you say anything? Did I?
Shh. We've gone through a lot as a nation. Sijui floods.
Tulianza na drought kabla floods.
Alafu nikasikia mtu anataka kutuwekea inaitwa this body cam kwa nani though kuna jokes. Acha kwanza nitoke hapo. Alafu drought floods. Tukaenda na sufuria kwa kichwa.
Unaona tutafanya? Vile tutafanya.
Utaniambia mama ndio nakushow.
Sorry.
Aya ni show basi.
Sorry. Kwani jui jokes? So, mimi nataka tufanye homework. Ya hizo vitu zetu zimetufanyikia. To list vizuri tukuja nazo.
So sasa si list vizuri? Hivyo ndio unajaribu kuniambia.
Sijasema hu list vizuri, nimesema tu to list ndo pia mimi ni kwela kitu ya kusema.
Tuka have monkeypox hadi.
Unaona sasa mimi sikumbuki
zote. A lot by the way. Hey.
Unaona mimi sikumbuki. Tunaweza enda fun zone please.
Anyway, as a Kenyan.
So, tumesema hiyo ni homework, we are going to list everything that has happened.
Umesema si mimi.
Nimesema na nimeamua for us. Are we together? Yeah, I have decided for us.
That is false love. Oh, sawa.
You didn't know?
You are forced
you
to
have
be.
known. So we are playing games. And our game today, nimesikia tunaambiwa to guess the smile ya huyo ni nani. Alafu nikasikia Vala amesema, mumeni Google. Mumeni ngungu. Acha niongeze my mother tongue hapa. Mumeni ngungu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But unaweza tueleza game ni ya nini?
Guess the person. So we are going to show body part, and by body part ni usifikiria nas all the time, ni asubuhi guys. So we'll just show section of face and then we try to guess the celebrity.
All right, that's it. And then hizi makaratasi ziko jameza tunafanya aje nazo?
Tuna zinini mwenye anapata karatasi as
Okay.
Na ujue by the way Benjamin, wacha ni mwanike leo. Last week nilikuwa nimeshinda games.
Akakwambia atakubaya breakfast.
Aliniambia atanibaya lunch. But akasema lazima anione nikikula hiyo lunch.
Amesema ati alikuwa around mpaka 12 and 1 na ukumtafuta. Imagine. Unakasirika. Unasikia calm down, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Benjamin tuwekea photo number 1 as she breathes in, breathes. That one, that
clothes. Wewe si wa kupiga munju, nenda kukiss. Si
huyo Steve Simple Boy. Aya sawa, guess yours.
I don't know.
Rigiji.
Hapana. This is a meme or a video of someone with a meme, but I is.
Okay, wait, guess. Mimi nishasema zangu. Nikaekewa wrong.
Sijui. I don't know.
Sawa, Vala jui.
I have honestly said I don't know.
Tuambie nina.
Mshiveve. Guy, anavyo nimeshout. Mshiveve. Mshiveve.
Do not embarrass yourself.
But that's the chief. Yes, that's the chief.
Okay. Sawa, at least unajua ni chief. Mimi sijui ni nani.
Ujui? Guy ametrend. Acha ndakushow.
He has like why is everyone in the studio going like guy? I don't know.
He has like 3 videos. Not wachana hii yenye imetrend juzi. He has like 3 other videos. He's a really big deal. In fact, now he has an endorsement to get his teeth fixed.
Interesting.
Yes. Okay, sawa. Tuendelee.
Tuendelee. So that one at least.
Kijana akasema sitaki.
Benja, unatupea watu wako na meno mbaya.
Pop smoke.
Wrong.
Okay, again.
Mimi I can't even guess. Unatupea meno interesting.
Quavo. No Quavo. It's not some.
Me, I don't know.
I'm looking at the hair. Me hata si meno naangalia.
I don't know. I do not know.
This is definitely not Future. It's not Nani either. It's not a little. Or maybe. What's his name? The boy. No, it's not him. No.
So as you try to guess, today is World TV Hosting Day. Yeah, so happy TV. Is it talk show? Talk show host, yeah, whatever that day. Anyway, Benja, tuweke uso tuone. Uni nani?
So close. So close.
Okay, nimesikia anaitwa Lil Maina.
So close. Okay, sawa. But Lil Maina alipata weni meno. But it's okay.
Hey Benja, umeamua interesting character.
Hii ni game yake. He's
Hapana,
trying to prove a
wafanya hivi
point.
tuende tu international.
Chris Kaiga? No, Chris
Amesema
Kaiga
ni wa
doesn't.
Kenya.
He doesn't
So-
have a nose ring, but he's giving.
Ule
Chris
mwenye
Kaiga-
ameimba ile wimbo ya Moya na mweda wete.
Si huyo, si Eric Wainaina.
Okay.
Butros.
Sawa, unaweza tuonyesha uso yake?
Butros.
Umepata moja. Umemwambia, can you shut up?
What do you mean?
You're not part of this game. Are we together?
What are you
we
saying?
Are we alike?
Sasa mimi nimesema na yeye pia akasema, so that means tumesemeana. Tumesemesha. Munyamuliko umeniambia.
Vile siwezi kukufikia.
You wanted international.
Hey, I do not want international again. I don't want international. Lakini kwa nini unaweka watu wenye siwajui?
Hata wewe simjui.
Kwa nini mnaweka watu siwajui? Kwa nini mnaweka watu siwajui? Na waona, I can see you. I can see you very to the microscope.
Hey.
Huyu ni mwanaume, si ndio? Okay.
Ara mimi nimechanganyikiwa a bit with that paraphernalia in the ear.
Looks like a man, looks like a lady. Okay, sawa. I don't know.
Singer or actor?
I don't know.
Benjamin, tell us, singer or actor?
Is it a singer?
Princess Diana? If you're going to crop it properly, G. I would have never guessed in 3 lifetimes.
Si ndio maana amecrop hivyo ndo tusishike.
Hapana.
So it makes the fun.
That's not
the
fun.
more fun. Next.
That's a little bit sadistic.
I don't know.
Wana kama mtu pesa. Zuckerberg. No.
Elon Musk.
No.
Elon Musk anakaa hivi. Kweli Elon Musk anakuanga
Elon
nywele.
Musk has a bit of.
Akona tunywele hapa nyuma ya kichwa.
Hata shingo ni tofauti.
Okay. Sawa, Chris Brown.
Ai!
Nasema tu zile majina za wale watu wote wenye najua. Sawa, tuweke uso tu tumuone. Wacha kucheka.
Sorry.
Wacha kucheka.
Hey, I like him. I can't remember his name, but I like him. He's a really good actor.
Hata yeye singe guess.
He's a really good actor.
Sawa, moving on. Tupe tu watu wa Kenya tena. Sasa hapa
umechoka.
Nishacho. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Na mbona umemjua hivyo direct?
I know. Karibu sema I know my father when I say I know. Moving on swiftly. Lakini wacha nikwambie. Hiyo nakuuliza behind the scenes. I'm just wondering. The man has money to make his teeth.
We'll answer you. Steve-O.
Steve-O, simple boy.
Steve-O.
Collect the na hiyo dimples yake yote.
Mbona hujamwekea na hairstyle yake? Anakuwa na hairstyles interesting siku hizi. Okay, as we continue.
Okay, the trick is not to look it from here. Look at it from the screen.
Oh! Okay. Ona, the whole studio be like, huh?
Who's that? Who's that? Who's there?
Tattoo.
I don't know. That one I can't guess.
I don't know.
Benza tuambie tu answer.
Nafikiria Eminem, but Eminem doesn't have really grills.
Ati anaitwa Lil Peep. Hey,
Ata hiyo
Benza.
singe
Ati
guess.
ungepata watu wa kanisa. Mapasta hivi.
You're tired.
Mapasta hivi.
He kind of looks like Machine Gun Kelly.
Mapasta hivi. Waimbaji wa gospel living gospel. Wale wa tundulu.
Tuweke Jabidi bas. Just story. As we continue.
As we move on swiftly. Hey.
No. Nani, he doesn't have.
No, sisemi ni Eric Maina. I'm singing for effect. Tuwezi kuimbia.
Who have you been hanging around, my guy?
Ebu tuambie ni nani wewe Val.
Umesema niangalie na hii side. Singe guess. I would not have guessed. Why do you like a certain type of dancer?
thought I was the only one.
There you
I
like
thought-
a certain type of denture, sir. Like, why? Why?
Benja kula vejo. Eish. Okay, sawa tumekuingilia. Huyu ni ule msichana anaitwa Avril.
Na ameweka na fujo. Wrong.
I know. Hiyo maponde na kaya Avril.
Ni nani? She's a TV host. Amina.
Abdirabah. Hiyo mapua inafanana tu. Ya mtu. Like ilikuwa inafanana ya mtu najua.
Okay, proceed. Bien. Alusa, why you topless? Why?
Sawa. Ile ngoma yake yenye imbo TikTok nimesikia.
Okay, lazima tuangalie na side.
Ananikalia mse najua. No, that one looks like someone I know.
Someone you know. Who?
I don't know.
Akijaribu kusema ni mimi nitakuslap.
No, that you don't look like that. You have a more pointed nose. Like you have
my nose was
smaller
just
nose.
chilling.
No, you have a smaller nose.
I was just chilling. Me and my nose. I don't know.
I also don't know.
I don't know. And they ask in the interview room, I don't know. Oh.
Me hata sijui.
Coco?
Okay. Moving on swiftly. I don't know who that is.
Looks like Coco Jones though. Beyonce.
Of course. How do you not know Beyonce?
Sawa. Tumeona. Moving on.
Hey.
It's giving a politician.
At the post.
Biden? No, Biden is a bit older.
Val, ulikuwa una watch nini? Ulikuwa una watchingi soap ukiwa mdogo?
Once,
soap opera.
I think.
Hey man, dude, you missed out. You missed out. Akina Storm Over Paradise. He ni Pecarde.
Who are those?
Triumph of Love. Triumph for the Sofron. Yeah. Tuambie huyu ni nani? Who's this? Hapo umemrembesha.
Filter.
Umemrembe. Jamani Benja. Ungetafuta picha nyingine yake yenye ni ukweli. Tunasema hiyo sio ukweli.
Wow.
Lakini mimi I don't think I would have guessed that one. Lakini ungemweka zile zenye anakuanga ameangalia hivi straight, nywele hapa nyuma mbele imeisha kidogo.
Violence has ensued in studio.
Sawa.
Proceed.
Continue.
Trump.
Huyo ni Trump. Of course. Trump. Lakini ako na denture poa. Dental formula nzuri.
Pesa.
Sawa basi.
Zimeisha tena.
Yeah, ulikuwa unataka ziende mpaka wapi?
Ziendelee hadi nichoke.
Sorry.
Na hata tuchaguze hizi vitu.
Hata tujashika lakini tushajua leo sisi wote we are winners on the same scale. Are we together?
No, we are not. No, we are not.
Can you shake my hand?
We are not the same winners.
Do you want cake or not? Exactly.
She knows the way to my heart.
But anyway, we are sasa tunaenda kwa the other serious segments.
Okay.
Tukae kama serious Kenya.
A little bit.
Sisi hatukuangi serious, please. Ukitupata in our segment, we are very composed and civilized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are taking a short break so that we are able to go to inspiring stories and later go to WCW. Val has a question of the day. Please go to our social media and and check. Tomorrow you're commenting, you're liking, you're sending us photos. Sawa, Val atakuwa akiwasomea hizo comments na tukiwatumia love and flowers, yeah? Anyway, in the meantime, go check that question on our social media platforms and then respond at Y254 channel on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And we have a very lovely, amazing person, anaitangwa Nat, kwa hii show. So Nat has been streaming this show on YouTube. So in case you are not able to get ama stima tu ikufanyia ile kitu yote inafanyikanga, or you just want to share the fun with your international family, please, we are streaming live on YouTube at Y254 channel. You can go there and take a look, but in the meantime we are taking a very short tiny little bit of break, but we will be back.
Y254. Imagine. Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, oh feel me.
कुछ कुछ होता है क्या करूँ हाय
पीलूं है पीने का मौसम तेरे संग इश्क तारी है akauliza mama.
This week on The Buzz, we highlight the life story of the GOAT himself, Nyashinsky.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
On Creative Corner, our guests let us in on their new feature film, Zoza.
Life tunapuldanga kwa use wa mtoi ndo unataka kuishi.
Cranium is coming to Kenya, and we have all the details.
Can't believe
Alien franchise have yet another epic film for all their horror sci-fi lovers.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Let's catch up on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. with me, Eve Nyaga, for all the entertainment news.
Here on Power Talk Show, we handle conversations of current affairs that directly affect you. We do a deep dive on conversations that involve relationships, mental health, finances, and other trending issues. We also share stories of people who have faced adversaries and managed to overcome them.
I'm a person who tried committing suicide 3 times. Yes, before I reached class 7.
Tune in to Power Talk each and every Thursday at 7:10 p.m. and join in the conversation with me, Cheryl Blessing, using the hashtag PowerTalk.
This Sato on the East Circuits. Mambo inachemka.
It may be getting hotter.
Tuta highlight one of the hottest nganyos currently, Opposite.
La la la, ako kapengika area, nakakitaka mwiti.
Famous ndo sinema yetu of the week.
Here's the thing. You're talented. But this business is about patience.
Bado tunakupea travel tips na ideas from our content maestros. Kama kawa, tunadai kuwacheki, so anza kuprepare selfie zako mapema. Playlist ni Kenyan all the way. Duo ni ya Eve Nyaga na DJ Hariso, so unajua show itakuwa mbaya kuruka. Tupatane Sato at 9 a.m. for Aluta the E-Circuit Way.
street anthem kings and queens, sound the alarm. Yeah man, buckle up for the biggest and the baddest show in the country. This is Inner Yard Reggae at Y254 channel.
Yes, sire. Mission in a back is the same. Oneness of Rastafari.
Jano, my name is Mandy Moses, the positive warrior, alongside the fattest in the land.
Selector DJ D-Rich, selecting the very best of reggae and dancehall music.
Na unajua ni aje pia tutakuwa tuna live interviews,
hype sessions.
Alafu pia tunakuletea what has been trending in the Caribbean land. So sikose each and every Saturday 7:30 kwenye PM
until 10 PM.
Sure.
Rastafari.
Yeah man.
You bless me, bless me, bless me. You bless me, bless me, bless me. Oh God, you bless me.
Identity.
You ever get the feeling that you're like two different people?
Love.
I think about you too.
Lust.
Happy birthday.
Friendship.
You guys are my family. Whoa, what is this?
Escapades that annihilate our innocence. For this is a story of the young and restless.
I love you, Nairobi.
The hungry.
But I want more.
And free-spirited. Sometimes sweet, sometimes sour. Sugar.
Hello, my name is Valentine, or at Color Me Val, and I'd like to introduce you, to present to you Why in the Morning, the littiest breakfast show in this here city, in this here town. But please don't believe me. Do not take my word for it. Watch us Monday all the way through Friday, 7 all the way through 10 in the AM. Now you can find me either on Monday talking about youth affairs, or you can pick me on Wednesday talking about a Social Friday where we bring your, or even better, hashtag Social Friday where we bring your weekend on a weekday. Either way, you're stuck with me, and I like it like that. Hashtag is Why in the Morning.
Y254. Imagine.
Good morning, karibu back to Y254 TV. This is the serious. The fact that I've said that does not even make it any better. But anyway, karibu back to Y254. We have gone back to the place where we look a little bit more serious. Sijasema hatukuangi serious, but anyway, if you miss this show's part 1, you are always missing out on good things. Hey, ni kama ile insert voice ya chef Ali Mahindra, ile ya vurunya mwanangu. Unakuanga ukimiss hiyo part ya kuvurunya, lakini sijasema hizi parts zingine si za kuvurunya. I'm just saying you need to be tuning in at 7 AM. But anyway, we have gone to the second segment of this show where we get to hear about inspiring stories. We bring you great guests who have impact-making stories. They've gone through the nimetafuta milima mabonde. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I like you. But anyway, they go through the milima and the mabondes. Guys, before I scare my guest away, this week I'm joined by Cynthia Omwenga, who is an advocate and she is a philanthropist passionate about community service. But anyway, she's here to tell us about her story and get to inspire us. Karibu sana, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Please breathe in, breathe out. Relax. Don't worry. Unaona ukishaka leo sit na bala alikuwa amekaa hapo. Mambo inaenda sambamba. Iko shwari. Anyway, tell us who's Cynthia.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Cynthia Omwenga, as you've just heard. And I'm an advocate, sexual reproductive health advocate. And also I'm a health educator.
So ulikuwa tu hapa tukiambia Val tutafile sexual harassment. Ulikuwa tunatuangalia
Nilisikia.
hivi. Unasema I am the person for the job.
Nilisikia nikasema let me shut up. Nitadeal
What
na
are they
yeye.
play low? What are they play low? But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and also very passionate about working with community, also youth and women. Yeah, and I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, what does Cynthia's story begin? I don't know. I think that's the place I want to start this conversation at.
The story begins when I reached class 8, when I started my menses, and there was no one to guide me through it.
Wow.
That is what inspired me to, when I was growing up, like I just wanted to be there for all the girls, like just talk to them, train them, give them a hearing, ears, and yeah, that's where it began.
Hey, you've triggered me to remember, when did I start my menses? I started my menses in class 6. But then we had this is not about me, but anyway, let me just tell you this part. We had gotten so much awareness. I think I was privileged because in in primary school we were given, it was the era of being given panties, being given pads, so we had a lot of that. And then my parents, my mom particularly, had not been the person to outrightly talk about those things, so I had a lot of that in school. So when they started, it was, so how was
Then
your
you
experience? I can imagine. Okay, at least me, I had heard about it and I had gotten counseling and all.
Yeah, our school provided counseling sessions, but we were kind of not confident to go and tell our counselor that, you know what, I've started. And mine, I think I was so tensed. I started when I was doing my KCP, and it was on first day. I was sitting for a math paper. So I think I tensed so much that maybe that's why I started it that day. So I never told anyone. I just sat alone. I didn't know, but I had the pads, but then I didn't know how to put them on. I can't tell my mom that, oh, nini, because I was not that so close to talking such things
African
with
setting,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that maybe it's a taboo, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. So what happened?
So I didn't have the pad at the moment, so you know, but it wasn't that heavy. So I had to stay.
Did you stay in your dress?
Yeah, I was
Oh
staying
my
in my
God.
dress. I had to wrap my sweater.
What I used to see those things in primary school, and I would see how embarrassed people were.
That thing is very embarrassing. First of all, if you have like so many men, the ratio of girls to boys in your class is too large. It's very embarrassing. Like you just feel it's so embarrassing. Do you know in primary school the way you're always arranged, girl, boy, girl.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
boys are like, why are you wrapping your nini, your
Your
sweater
sweater.
around your waist? You're like, no, I'm just okay doing that. So I had to wait until lunchtime. So I then went to to my friend who was in lower class, but she had already started, and I had to borrow the pad from her, and yeah, that's how my.
Wow. I don't think I've ever had leakage, especially the stains. I don't think I've ever had them, but I also don't think I would be embarrassed. I think and it's a question I'll ask you later on in this conversation, because personally I'm very comfortable sending a man for sanitary towels, but there's so many people that are not very comfortable to actually even send their brothers, their siblings, their significant others, and I'm like, it's a natural occurrence. I mean, maybe then wale watu wenye napeangwa pads kwa duka and then nabeba, kwani unafunga la gazeti? Why? I'm always looking at people. I shop attendants. Umengangana kura, umechukua paka sellotape. Like dipe ikiwa hivyo.
But even we are trying to sensitize even men.
So exactly, that's where I'm getting at.
You say you can send your brother to go bring you a pad from the shop, and the way that guy will wrap it, oh my God. You'll think it's something.
Nilishatuma brother wangu akaisha ndani ya t-shirt. Alafu anatembea hivi. Niko like, why are you walking like? Kwanza before I got to send him, it was so bad. He did not want to go. He did not want to go.
They think that maybe it's a taboo kinda.
So that's what grew your passion too.
Yes. I was really so like, who will I tell? There is no one to tell. But I just found it so so motivating, so inspiring.
So at what point did you share with someone about it? If at did you actually share at some point? That should have been the question I asked.
I never shared this until I finished Form 4 because I noticed even as I was in high school, I was kind of shy to tell someone that I've started my menses. I was not that confident.
Na mwenye sisi ndio high school kila mtu alikuwa anataka kujivictimize, niko na cramps, anaekwa hapo nje alale. Let me tell you. But then I used to be part of those ones wenye walikuwa wanalalanga nje kwa manyasi.
Ama wanapelekwa sick bay.
Maybe ni hao wenye ni wakulala hapo kwa manyasi because my cramps, you cannot handle my cramps. I become very sick. I think, okay, continue, sorry.
So I started gaining that confidence to tell people about maybe my menses, even my mom, when I was around Form 3. Yeah, because I had interacted with a lot of girls, but I've never shared that I started this when I was in class 8, and I was so shy even to ask a pad from someone.
Wow. Yeah. So throughout the time up to Form 4, wewe ulikuwa na making sure uko na pads zako. Hakuna instance yenye unaweza enda kuambia mtu akusaidie na pads.
Afu our school was so generous. Our school was so generous that maybe when it's closing season, you know the way people usually they usually give out maybe the pads, soaps and all that. Like uwezi kosa pad. Uwezi like tulikuwa tunapewa like uko tu nazo mingi. Yeah, so sijaikosa.
Wow. So, how did that make you feel? How did the experience through that season? You know, the part ya kujipata uko commences, you cannot share with anyone, you can't tell anyone about what you're going through, and you're just there. How did that experience make you feel?
It made me feel bad, and also it lowered my self-esteem because I couldn't just go somewhere and talk to people. I'm like, sasa junanyesha. Also, you know, there is this thing that people usually say in I don't know, it's in Old Testament, that when you're on your periods, there was this
usiende mbele ya watu, sijui usikanyaga
usiingie church,
usifast, you are unholy.
So it reached, I think, I remember it reached a point I was telling my mom, no, I don't want to go to church.
It used to be my excuse for not fasting.
It was my excuse for not going to church.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And on my periods, I can't go to church. But my mom was very, very stiff. You have to go to church.
Wow.
You have to. Yeah, so it kind of lowered my self-esteem. Yeah.
Wow. How did you overcome that?
I overcome this after Form 4, like fully. After Form 4, when I'd just finished my high school, now I have to look for what I have to do after that. And my best friend, I know she's watching, Yala Munai, I love you so much. She's the one who inspired me. She's so good at things to do with reproductive health, because she was brought up in a children's home. So it was her passion, like just to go out there, teach people about putting on a pad, putting on a panty, how to wash your panty well. So she inspired me, and she made me come to realize that also I can do this. Yeah.
Amazing. So, in between, you are battling with self-esteem and not being able to tell people, to talk to people about it, and you actually deciding, because there's this girl that was very shy to even talk about herself going through menses, and then there's this girl who has decided to pursue sexual reproductive health as a course in campus. What was that? I have a question in my mind. I'm trying to imagine how should I explain it to you. How did you transform from this girl mwenye angeongelelea hizi vitu, and then all of a sudden you're this person who wants to do sexual reproductive health?
So how it transitioned, after Form 4, I really made a huge step of attending events. Anything to do with mental health, anything to do with sexual reproductive health, I would sign up for the event and go, just to listen how people are saying, to learn from them, to network. I remember going to someone and telling them, "Kai, wow, how did you do this?" Because they were giving their story on sexual reproductive health, and I had to follow that person, asking the person, "Wow, how did you manage? Can you walk with me through this?" Yeah, that's how I did it.
The other day we were talking with Val, Justin's student. She was not Val, someone else. Okay, I think Val is on my mind. We're talking with a set of girls, and they were just sharing about how the cost of sanitary towel has really gone high, and what Senator Gloria Oroba was trying to do in terms of availing, creating awareness and all. Do you feel we have done enough? Because right now, are we actually becoming better, or are we becoming worse? Because if the cost of sanitary towels has shot up, what's the guarantee that a girl in mashinani are able to get it? Because now it's nilisikia ni 90 bob. I don't, okay, it's so bad kusema nilisikia and I am a girl. Nilisikia because I can't remember the last time I bought sanitary towels. I'm always telling someone to buy sanitary towels for me. So how much do you think we've done?
We're getting worse. We are away from better, way away from even getting better. Because I remember there was a time we used to get pads at around 45 shillings,
yes,
or 50 shillings, and right now I think the cheapest pad is around 65 bob, and it's not a good quality. It's kind of nylon. When you put it on, you get burnt. So the good ones, or the better ones, are around 80 to 90 shillings. So I think I'm sure we are not doing well at all. And first of all, to talk about the girls who are in mashinani, have you ever thought of those with disabilities, what they are going through? You know, I went to a field work somewhere in mashinani, and what I saw, oh my god. You know, there was this girl who was disabled, and she was using sand. She had placed sand. She was on her menses, and she had placed sand as a pad. So we are not even getting better. It was that bad.
You've shared about that story about mashinani, and it has triggered me to think, to just ask you, what are the stories you've encountered through your community journey and the work you do with communities? What are some of the, sasa sisi tunaongea from statistics, but there's someone who goes on the ground and they know the situation on the ground. What does the situation on the ground look like?
The situation on the ground is not good at all. First of all, when you go to places like Kibera, Kawangware, and all that, there is this thing that we usually do when you go for school outreaches. We take some to plain papers, and you give kids to write what they think about sexual reproductive health. And what those kids are going through, it's a lot. Mentally, it's a lot. They are shy. They can't. When you ask them, tell me something, they won't tell you. But when you tell them to write, and you specify, kindly don't write your name, not unless it's that burning, so you can write your name. Those girls are going through a lot. In Kibera, we found most cases about girls just dating those our border people, so that they can get a packet of pad. And also on matters also to do with sexual reproductive, we found out some cases that some kids are staying with their parents, also girls at their reproductive age who are staying with their step parents, to be specific, stepfathers. Those girls, most of them are actually engaging in sexual activities with their men, with their fathers, and their mothers are not aware. Because I found
those things is Elisha.
Imagine as Deisha. Recently, we found a note when we asked the kids to write down what questions they have, and there was this question like, imagine I usually sleep with my dad, and I don't know what I can do.
Well,
and sasa, you know, even it's hard to recognize that person. They've not even written their name, and you know the way most teachers, but I've seen they are really doing well. Most teachers in these public schools, like they are feared most by the students, so the students cannot approach them. So yeah, they're in those semi-urban areas. It's really worse, and it really needs a lot of interventions. Yeah, to just reach out to both boys and girls.
Wow, I happened to do one of the things I do. I happened to do mission in high school. And one of the stories we had were something related to what you said. There's a girl who was saying, although this is not sexual health reproductive related, but it's a case similar to that. She was saying that yeye na mama yake wanafaitia baba yake. Yes, both of them are sleeping with the dad, and they are actually in a full-blown war over the father. That's the wife and the daughter. And I was like, wow, the things that are happening, interesting stuff. But who is teaching our children these things?
A lot of organizations are doing that. Like a lot of organizations are going to the school outreaches and doing that. Also, the religious part is taking a good step. Like our church, where I go to, Hope Church Lavington, they usually offer those services. Like they usually have weekly meetings with the girls, just to talk about reproductive health and all that, to bring experts. Yeah, and even they usually pair them with elder girls to be their mentors. So NGOs are doing so well, and also teachers are really playing a big part in that.
Amazing. So I know we know of this part. You've talked to us about mental health and the passion for your career, where the passion for your career emanates from. I'd want you to tell us, I know sexual health is broad and wide. Do you mind elaborating the different, because I know it's beyond just sex and you know from where the word originates from. What entirely is sexual health, rather reproductive health?
So sexual reproductive health, it's basically a study or a subject that is designed to teach or to empower kids or even older people, like when to recognize that. You see, when we were told that girls start, like their body starts changing when they are at 9. So like it just entails how your body is, generally your body, and to be specific, your reproductive parts, like maybe the vagina, the breasts, yeah, and all that. So it for us, we learn all the body parts, like all the reproductive body parts and their organs, so that maybe when you go out there, you know how curious these kids are. Like, Connie, what's the function of this thing? Yeah. So we just learn about it, and yeah.
Amazing. So I'm going to ask you a controversial question. Part of sexual reproductive health is knowing intercourse, that is intercourse with a partner or something. And whereas as a Christian you want to lie on the abstinence before marriage, but according to the community, or rather according to everyone who is not born again and they don't follow the biblical doctrines, you can get intimate with someone at whatever time. So when is the right time to get intimate with someone, in your opinion? When are young people ready? Because this is a youth station. You know, there's a young person when he's thinking, so am I ready for me? I tell you, I'm following Bible, wait for marriage. But anyway, because we have a sexual reproductive health expert, let her tell you when you're ready to get intimate.
According to our human rights, and once you reach 18, yeah, you're good to go. But they usually say you can wait, you learn better.
know of a friend of mine who's getting married next month. She's never gotten intimate with anyone. She's a virgin and she's 30.
That's nice. But with our generation,
So,
everybody wants.
That brings me to the part here. When two minors are having intimacy, what do we call that? High schoolers to teenagers. Because we've seen a lot of teenage mothers, and some of those teenage mothers have not been impregnated by older people. They've just been impregnated by fellow teenagers. Where do we classify that?
That is fornication.
Now, that's fornication. But in terms of rights, you know, now when a minor and an adult are found, that's an offense according to the law. So what happens when it's two minors? That's what I'm asking.
Hey, two minors.
Because ingekuwa ni mtoto wa teenager na wacha nisitumie prof atakasirika, but anyway, ingekuwa ni teenager na mtu amemaliza, let's assume mtoto wa 15 years na mtu wako 25 years, or mtu wako, let's say even not say 25, 19 years, you know, 15 and 19, that's an offense because why are you defiling a minor? That's pedophilia, right? So when it's a child and a child, a 15 and a 15, what do we call that?
I think they're just trying to explore us.
Okay.
Lack of a better
So,
word.
according to the law, are they subject to... You see, pedophilia is a crime in terms of the law. So, when they're two young people, are they subjected to the law? That's what I'm actually thinking. In this whole question.
That one I've not heard for, but a minor, someone who is above 18, that one I know is subjected to the law. But two minors, I've never had that.
Okay.
Because how will we know? Not unless we find them red-handed. Those people are very secretive. They won't even tell you.
Watch out. The videos I have been seeing online. The Lord help me. So how do we take care of our sexual reproductive health?
It all starts from individual level. So as young as someone is growing, like a kid is growing, they should know. They should know these are my private parts. This is my private part. This is my private part. No one must touch them. Something like that. And
You've reminded me of
that song.
These
are my private parts. Private
parts. Private parts. These are my private parts.
No one must touch them.
No one must see them. Hey, acheni niwaambie. Tulikuwa tunasikizanga hizo vitu tulikuwa tunaambia kwa tukiwa wadogo. Hatungeingia kwa hizi mashida.
Imagine.
Nilikuwa nasema the other day, had I listened to my mother when she told me usiende kwa nyumba ya mwanaume. No, those things our mothers used to tell us. No, usiende kwa nyumba ya mwanaume. No, usifanye, alafu tunaona mother unanishow. I was telling myself, had I listened to that advice that time, I am not saying anything. Anyway.
If you know that time, you just reminded me, during that time when your mom is telling you not to do this, and you want to do it, that thing is
Sasa ndio unajua madha kwa mjinga. Sasa ndio unajua madha kwa mjinga. She was very okay.
Unaona huyu mama anitaki.
Na
kona mzee, akona bwana.
Exactly. But let me tell you, unaona advice mama kwa anakupea. Hiyo yenye anakuambia asikupate na nani, because unajua mmefunga shule, mko home mna watch TV, please. Hiyo advice sikiza.
Ni yenu.
Ni yenu. Okay. Anyway, let's continue with how to take care of our reproductive health.
So I was saying, as young as the kids are, they should be educated at their levels, what they need to know. And
how young is too young? Let me cut you short. How young is too young? I have a niece who is 5 years old. Mwenye aliniuliza watoto wanatokanga wapi. Sitadanganya mtoto because aliona mtoto. Kwanza let me tell you how the story began before she even said watoto wanatokanga wapi. You know, her mother was expectant a few years back, a year or two ago, and then she was the one who was breaking the news. She told people, children are very innocent, so she told the grandmother and a couple of people that were in the car, hey shosho, unajua mami kuna mtoto kwa tumbo ya mami. Wow. Unajua kuna mtoto kwa tumbo ya mami. Then I was like, oh, interesting. So squeezy watoto hawajui, watoto wananunuliwa supermarket. Nowadays they know children wako kwa tumbo ya mami. Alifika je kwa tumbo ya mami? You know, the other day, the child asked me, Mami, Kokona, unajua, anti nani, I don't want to mention anti nani, alikuwa na tumbo kubwa alafu kulikuwa na mtoto hapo ndani. So I'm like, wow. So how young is too young to tell these children about these things?
For the girls, once they are 7 years old or 6,
Wow.
5 is too little.
6, 7. My lord.
Also, my sister actually.
Where do you even start?
My sister is 5 years, and yesterday my elder sister, they had been given 4 packets of pads. So she was saying, tumepewa hizi hadi za January. So I was like, wow, that's good. So my sister, my smaller sister, akaniambia hii ni pads. Nikamwambia inafanyiwa nini? Imagine she knows. Anajua mtu akitoka bafu inawekwa huko. And I was like, ulionea wapi?
My lord.
Namwambia hii ni mkate kubwa, hapana ni pads. So nikamuuliza, do you want to try it on? No. Ati nikiwa mkubwa kama nyinyi. Nikasema, oh, okay.
Interesting.
So you know she's 5 and she already knows this is hii ni pad, this is mkate. Na anajua ukienda bafu lazima you put it on. So I think once someone is 6 years old, yeah, you can start. But sasa you don't give a lot of information step by step so that he or she cannot be confused along the way. Yeah.
Okay. So what you're basically saying is that parents should embrace sex education.
Yes, and they should create a safe space for their kids. Like you can tell your mom anything, you can tell your father anything, like you're just comfortable telling them. Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you've experienced along your career life?
I've experienced a lot of challenges. First, educating mothers how to take care of their adolescent girls, and you know they're like, wewe hata hujagrow. You're still growing, hata you don't have a kid. Ati uwezi jua parenting.
Wenye ufikiria wao ni wazee kukidi.
Hata ujui parenting, it's not as easy as you think. So for, that is the first one. Like they're trying to criticize you or to make you feel maybe you're not worthy of being there where you are. Also the government, they don't want to support the sex education being in schools, and I really think that will be a good initiative so that the kids, it can be a part of subject where they just be taught how to do this. They can even be taught sex, you wait until marriage, what, all those. And also finances. Yeah, you know when you go somewhere, maybe you want to facilitate a session. The kids are good, okay, you'll give them packets of pads and they will be good to go. But then you need something like maybe transportation, even to buy them lunch, yeah, and all that. So finances, it has been one of the major challenges. Yeah.
What's the most fulfilling thing about what you do for you now?
The most fulfilling, you know, going back to a school where you've already taught these girls how to put on a pad, and when you go the next time, you're like, Teacher Cynthia, yeah, like they just have to say hi. Asante, mama alisema asante kwa pad. That is one of the most fulfilling things that has really happened to me. Like when you just walk. I remember there is a day I was working and I was doing my attachment somewhere, and I had talked to a gentleman about this. He had queries about something that her wife is undergoing, and I was just walking, and he was like, Daktari.
You're like, when did I become a doctor?
Yeah. Daktari, aki asante sana. And I was like, oh my God, ndo mtu tulikuwa na yeye hosi. Like, thank you. So like people giving you feedback about how they feel you're doing, yeah, that is one of the most fulfilling things.
Okay. Yeah. So what is the role of media in all this, especially in the things it promotes, particularly to young people? Children and young people. Of course, now we see children who are even on social media. Phones are no longer for when you finish Form 4. Yeah. Nowadays, it's not. Phones are no longer. There's another friend of mine who has a child. Alikuwa anataka kumbaya simu at 7. The child is 7 years. But anataka kubaya mtoto wake simu. Niko like, hey. Kwani watoto walianza kupewa simu siku hizi wakiwa how old? interesting. So, but anyway, we are living in that era where technology, digital media has been so glorified, and we are in that era. So, what is the role of media in all this?
The role of media has both, there is a positive impact and also a negative impact. A positive impact is that they are really creating awareness about sexual reproductive health, and that's a good thing. Like you compare our times and now, things have really changed. And also social media has really brought together partners who are working towards the same goal. So you find like you're doing this thing, and also someone wants to help you do this. So you know, when you bring your minds together, it becomes a great deal. Also, social media has organized events, trainings, trainings just to train the counselors on how to do things in a trendy manner, not at the way things were used to be done. And also the negative impact is body shaming. That is really something that I'm not happy about. So you find someone maybe has just gone, maybe on TikTok she's live and she's doing this and this, and you're like, you have small tits. You just find someone commenting on their comment section. And I'm like, we should be here to motivate one another, to just give them words of affirmation, and you're here criticizing this young lady. Meaning, like, there is high possibilities that this lady, after seeing that comment, she'll just feel low. Yeah, and that will lower her self-esteem. So social media, it's doing great, and it's also doing some kind of damage.
Do you feel like we should kataza? I'm using the word kataza intentionally. Do you think we should kataza our children certain things, like zile za hapana usifanye hiyo, hapana usifanye hiyo? Because sisi tuli grow up in the era of tulikuwa tunaambiwa hapana usiende kwa mwanaume, but tuambiwa nini ukienda kwa mwanaume nini itakufanyikia, au tunaambiwa hapana nisikuone na boys, you know, like tulikuwa tunakatazwa. We were being told no, but not there. Why are we being told no? So in your opinion, do you think we should continue with the trend of hapana kataza mtoto asifanye nisikuone na boys?
No, we should tell them don't do this, then you give a further explanation. Because when you do this when you're young, you don't know the HIV status of this guy, it's a sin, you should not fornicate. Then you tell them, like you give them more information, detailed information, so that hata akikaa peke yake in a room, she's like, okay, mom told me this and this, it's because this and this and this and this and this and this. Yeah, that is more reasonable than just telling you nisikuone na wanaume. You know, I used to think that even sitting next to a boy you'll get pregnant. Do our parents were telling
the trauma.
Do our parents were telling you, unajua mwanaume atakupea mimba, like even sitting with them, even just talking to them, I'll get pregnant.
Yeah, you get pregnant.
But now we should tell them, Cynthia, don't do this and this. It will hurt you. It will do this. Your emotions will be involved. Sex is spiritual. What. So if they can wait until marriage, then that's good. Or if they can wait until they're 18, yeah, that's good. At least they will have grown to be better versions of themselves.
Amazing. As we almost come to a conclusion of this conversation, what in your opinion, what future do you envision we should build?
What I envision is having a world that is period poverty free. Like everyone knows like everyone can access pads. Men are so empowered that even when their wives or girlfriends are on their menses, they can check that panty confidently and put that pad on and assist them in putting on. And also like creating more awareness, such that when you find someone and you ask them about maybe sexual reproductive health, they can tell you. In mashinani, you know, we assume that education is out here. Most people don't know these things. Like they just know like hizi vitu zinakujanga. na mtu anakuambia ajui, hata ajui inakuja aje, what triggers it, what how does it go. So I think when we empower the whole world with enough education on sexual reproductive health, it will go very far. And also the government, if the government can be that can maybe work together with all NGOs in matters regarding that, we can be in a good place.
As a person, now you as Cynthia, what does your vision board look like? Where do you want to see yourself? How do you, not how, where do you hope to see yourself in terms of creating awareness for sexual reproductive health? Because it has been a journey for you, from that timid shy girl who would not tell someone I have started my periods, to this advocate who is advocating for sexual health, reproductive health. So what does the future look like for you as a person?
For me, I see a future where everyone, not everyone, if it's not everyone, most people, more so in the mashinani areas, they are able to get what they need for their sexual reproductive menses and all that, including the boys. They can get the boxers, the good quality ones, and girls can get, like, I'm seeing a country where you see in CBD these stupits where we put on litters. Maybe they can be full of pads and also panties and boxers and soaps. Just so maybe when you're passing by and maybe you're not in a position to get a panty or a pad, you can just freely pick one or the ones that you might need and you just go.
Amazing. So finally, this question is usually interesting. That couple of times I've asked different people, they are usually like, unataka nikufe hapana, sitaki ukufe, disclaimer. Sitaki ukufe, no. But what do you hope to leave as a legacy behind?
I hope to leave hope. To leave hope, like when someone hears my story or someone, there are these people who they easily give up. So I just want, maybe when someone is going through something, like they're not alone in this. There is someone, maybe there are other stories that might be helpful to them. So like giving hope, like just giving hope to women, youth, and everyone. That is something that I would love to leave a legacy.
Amazing. So as we wind up, I would want you to use that camera to give us a parting shot. Talk to a young girl who's listening to you this morning. Talk to a young man who's watching you this morning, and they just need someone to talk to them from a big sister vibe.
Okay, so my viewers, so I would really love to tell you to be always confident no matter what. Menses are good, actually a good thing, and no one should be ashamed of it. And even the male, we really want you to be empowered in this thing so that you can be that good brother to your younger sisters. And also, if you need someone to talk to, I'm always here.
Amazing. Finally, tell us where we can find you on social media.
Okay, on my social media platforms, I'm not so much into social media, but I can give my number.
Okay.
If you want an educator to talk to you about something, you can find me. My WhatsApp number is 0743 598785. My LinkedIn page, I'm Cynthia Maitsi Omwenga. And also I'm currently volunteering at a community-based organization. It's called Greatness, Kindness and Love.
Okay.
GKL. So they gave me an opportunity to be the administrator and also an educator. So I work closely with them. You You can find us on all social media platforms at JKL CBO, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Greatness, kindness, and
And
love.
love.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tushazoea gifted hands, so hands, sijui what initiative, yeah, you know. Anyway, thank you very. Why? Leo, my ancestors have come for me. Thank you very much, Cynthia, for coming. We're very glad you came on
Thank you so
time.
much for
Very
having
early. But then, thank you for coming. Thank you for the conversation. It's not everyone who is willing to talk about their first time experience in menses, or rather talk about menses. Okay, me, I always find it I mean, it's a natural occurrence. You're a woman, you're bound to have that.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for creating awareness and for coming to talk to us about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
I also educate people on their menstrual cycles, and I particularly use beads to educate people. The
Mbona
wrist
hujatuambia
beads.
hiyo part mapema?
I forgot to carry one.
Hebu niambie kwanza, we can still like 2-3 minutes.
This
from
one
Val's
doesn't
segment.
has, it's not segmented in that way. It has 4 parts. The first phase, second phase. I realized that people in Mashinani can't afford smartphones to track their menses. So I usually use the wristbands to teach them on how to count their days.
Okay, so how does the wristband work? Like Benja, we can still like 3 minutes. Yes, thank you. Tumambua, we can take 3 minutes to explain. Oh, mbona una keep the juicy parts after tumesema goodbye hapana rudi.
So the beads has 4 parts. The first phase, second phase, third phase, and the fourth phase. So the first phase is menstruation, and it goes for around 7 days, or some experience for 3 days, like that. So the second phase is luteal phase. And luteal phase is when the egg is starting to
be released.
Yeah, luteal phase, yeah. You know, I don't use those words. You can't use those words in Mashinani. So the third phase is ovulation. No. I think I've forgotten the third phase. I can't remember the name very well. And then the fourth phase is ovulation. Ovulation is when the egg now is being released. So, and when actually that is one of the safest ways of family planning, if you know, like if your menses are regular, and if you really know how to count your
Disclaimer,
days.
if your menses are regular. Usijaribu kusema ule madamu wa TV alitudanganya.
And also if you're not using any contraceptives. Yeah, that is one of the safest.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me, and also I'm open to partnership. Yeah, and also I'm currently on job hunt. Yeah.
Amazing. So umesikia kuko na kabid unaenda ukicount hivi ukijua zinaenda ngapi. Mimi hata ni kama hiyo bid pia mimi ndafuata.
Yeah, you can purchase it, you can just follow, you can text me on WhatsApp, and yeah.
I'll call my parent number yake. One more round.
Your number 0743598785. Yeah.
Okay. That's it from us on Inspiring Stories. Umeambiwa vitu mingi. Leo sitaki kukuchanganya, kukudiscombobulate. Please, I just want you to internalize the things you've been told. One of my takeaways, I think I always have to do this. I always have to do a takeaway as we wind up this segment. One of my biggest takeaways is do not be ashamed of menstrual health. It is a normal occurrence. Be proud of being a woman. Be proud of going through that. It's your essence as a woman. So please, tembea with confidence that you actually have menses. Kuna watu wenye, wacha tunyamaze. Anyway, so we are taking a short break. That has been it from us on the Inspiring Stories with Cynthia Omwenga. We are shifting gears to Val on WCW, where she's talking about talk. It's niliwambia it's talk show. It's either talk show TV hosting day or something. Hiyo jina ni mrefu nimesahau venye inaitwa, but that one, happy that day. I don't know what to call it, but it's happy that day. But as Val comes, to not touch that dial. We will be back with more.
Nation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports,
Drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
to keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me, oh feel me.
कुछ कुछ होता है क्या करूँ हाय
फीलूं है पीने का मौसम तेरे संग इश्क तारी है akauliza mama.
This week on The Buzz, we highlight the life story of the GOAT himself, Nyashinsky.
Yatayonijia nayowaza uko sawa na wote malaika na mabawa yao. That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
On Creative Corner, our guests let us in on their new feature film, Zoza.
Life tunapuldanga kwa uso wa mtoi ndo unataka kuishi.
Cranium is coming to Kenya, and we have all the details.
Can't believe I.
Alien franchise have yet another epic film for all their horror sci-fi lovers.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Let's catch up on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. with me, Eve Nyaga, for all the entertainment news.
Here on Power Talk Show, we handle conversations of current affairs that directly affect you. We do a deep dive on conversations that involve relationships, mental health, finances, and other trending issues. We also share stories of people who have faced adversaries and managed to overcome them.
I'm a person who tried committing suicide 3 times. Yes, before I reached class 7.
Tune in to Power Talk each and every Thursday at 7:10 p.m. and join in the conversation with me, Cheryl Blessing, using the hashtag PowerTalk.
This Sato on the East Circuits. Mambo inachemka.
It may be getting hotter.
To highlight one of the hottest nganyos currently, Opposite.
La la la, ako kapengika area, nakakitaka mwiti.
Famous ndo sinema yetu of the week.
Here's the thing. You're talented. But this business is about patience.
Bado tunakupea travel tips na ideas from our content maestros. Kama kawa, tunadai kuwa cheki, so anza kuprepare selfie zako mapema. Playlist ni Kenyan all the way. Duo ni ya Eve Nyaga na DJ Hariso, so unajua show itakuwa mbaya kuruka. Tupatane Sato at 9 a.m. for Aluta the E-Circuit Way.
Street anthem kings and queens, sound the alarm. Yeah man, buckle up for the biggest and the baddest show in the country. This is Inner Yard Reggae at Y254 channel.
Yes, sire. Mission in a back is the same. Oneness of Rastafari.
Jano, my name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside the baddest in the land.
Selector DJ D-Rage selecting the very best of reggae and dancehall music.
Na unajua ni aje pia tutakuwa tuna live interviews,
hype sessions.
Na hapo pia tunakuletea what has been trending in the Caribbean land. So sikose each and every Saturday 7:30 kwenye PM
until 10 PM.
Sure.
Rastafari.
Yo man.
You bless me, bless me, bless me. You bless me, bless me, bless me. Oh God, you bless me.
Identity.
You ever get the feeling that you're like two different people?
Love.
I think about you too.
Lust.
Happy birthday.
Friendship.
You guys are my family.
Whoa, what is this?
Escapades that annihilate our innocence. For this is a story of the young and restless.
I love you, Nairobi.
The hungry.
But I want more.
And free-spirited. Sometimes sweet, sometimes sour. Sugar.
Y254. Imagine. Y254. Imagine. Y254. Imagine.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports,
Drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Shining in the setting sun like a pearl upon the ocean. Come and feel me. Oh, feel me.
कुछ कुछ होता है क्या करूँ हाय
Feelूं है पीने का मौसम तेरे संग इश्क तारी है Akauliza mama.
This week on The Buzz, we highlight the life story of the GOAT himself, Nyashinsky.
Yatayonijia nayowaza uko sawa na wote malaika na mabawa yao. That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
On Creative Corner, our guests let us in on their new feature film, Zoza.
Life tunapuldanga kwa usawa mtoi ndo unataka kuishi.
Cranium is coming to Kenya, and we have all the details.
Can't believe
Alien franchise have yet another epic film for all their horror sci-fi lovers.
This Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Let's catch up on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. with me, Eve Nyaga, for all the entertainment news.
Here on Power Talk Show, we handle conversations of current affairs that directly affect you. We do a deep dive on conversations that involve relationships, mental health, finances, and other trending issues. We also share stories of people who have faced adversaries and managed to overcome them.
I'm a person who tried committing suicide 3 times. Yes, before I reached class 7.
Tune in to Power Talk each and every Thursday at 7:10 p.m. and join in the conversation with me, Cheryl Blessing, using the hashtag PowerTalk.
Chemi za uongo, stories za jaba ndo tingize ubongo, ndo bebe kawale tikiza kamongo.
What's up, everybody? Have you heard of Bounce Nation? We are the latest, most turned-up show in 254.
You know how we do each and every Tuesday, Thursday. Mad vibes, mad music. When you see this face, amazing vibes, pure niceness, mad music. Now always kumbuka wewe ndoko in full control.
I'm unavailable, they know they see me.
I go by the name Feeling Jean.
And I am the beat doctor, DJ Epic, straight out of Gas Chamber DJs. You know how we do.
Of course, catch us every single Tuesday and Thursday from 4 p.m. all the way to 7 p.m. for mad energy, good vibes, and interviews and interactions with your favorite celebrities.
This Sato on the East Circuits. Mambo inachemka.
It may be getting hotter.
Tuta highlight one of the hottest nganyos currently, Opposites.
La la la, ako kapeng nika area, nakakitaka mwiti.
Famous ndo cinema yetu of the week.
Here's the thing. You're talented. But this business is about patience.
Bado tunakupea travel tips na ideas from our content maestros. Kama kawa, tunadai kuwacheki, so anza kuprepare selfie zako mapema. Playlist ni Kenyan all the way. Duo ni ya Eve Nyaga na DJ Hariso, so unajua show itakuwa mbaya kuruka. Tupatane Sato at 9 a.m. for Aluta the E-Circuit Way.
It's art, it's culture, it's fun, it's attitude. We sample some of the best artistic works locally and beyond our borders. Oh, and don't get me started on the cultural events. Music, dance, fine art, culinary arts, and much, much more. You name it, and we have got you covered. My name is Kevin Kasioki. Please join me each and every Friday at 8 p.m. only on Y254 channel.
Street anthem kings and queens, sound the alarm. Yeah man, buckle up for the biggest and the baddest show in the country. This is Inner Yard Reggae at Y254 channel.
Yes, sire. Mission in a back is the same oneness of Rastafari.
Jano, my name is Mandy Moses, the positive warrior, alongside the baddest in the land.
Selector DJ D-Rich, selecting the very best of reggae and dancehall music.
Na unajua ni aje, pia tutakuwa tuna live interviews,
hype sessions.
Alafu pia tunakuletea what has been trending in the Caribbean land. So sikose each and every Saturday 7:30 kwenye PM
until 10 p.m.
Sure.
Rastafari.
Yo man.
God, you bless me, bless me, bless me. You bless me, bless me, bless me. Oh God, you bless me.
for keeping it here on a Y in the morning, specifically on channel Y254. My name is Valentine, or at Kalamival, and yes, this is where we get small serious, not too much. That life was serious. Sawa. Thank you so very much, Gasha Mengi, for that very riveting interview. Something we do not talk enough about, if you ask me, mentees. How we feel about them, when they happen, how to manage, how to stop the stereotype, how to help our sisters who cannot really have access to, and other stories. Yes. In case you missed that interview, do that on YouTube. That is at White54, and also Facebook, Threads, them, and them. My name is Valentine again, and we are here for the conversation. Now, today we're talking about modern journalism. I feel the word is a bit loosely used, that term modern, because nowadays, as long as you have a smartphone, like on a camera, no on a mic, you're a journalist. You can take videos, you can post, you can tell stories. It's effective, but is it positively effective? That's a question I really want to leave to you, so let me know. Hashtag is WCW. But before we get to any of that, allow me to let my panelists introduce themselves. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good.
I'm well.
God, you're well. You look well.
Thank
I've been
you.
telling her all day. Okay, it's morning, but all day. What's your good name?
Lena Kendi.
Okay.
I prefer Kendi though.
Okay, Candy. So how can we find you on social media?
On Instagram as Kendi_Lena. I have a podcast on YouTube, Sheltered Podcast, and Facebook, not really active, but Lena Kendi Mutueri. Pretty much that hits.
Okay. So basically, YouTube is where your stronghold is at.
Yes, and Instagram.
Aha. Hey, you're one of those. You're aesthetically pleasing. Instagram, now I'm a picture, guys. And sir, what's your good name?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Tingo, Ian Tingo, but everyone calls me Tingo. On Instagram, it's Tingo__. On Twitter, it's Tingo Akel. Yeah, and TikTok, it's Akel.
Okay. What do you do on TikTok?
It's mostly content, events, creative events. If there's a music event, fashion event, art event, we'll be there.
Who is we?
I'm here alone, but I work with two of my friends. One is called Nevin Kiragu, and the other is called Wisdom Mandela.
Okay.
Yes, so it's about hosting events, highlighting events that are happening in Nairobi and such.
Okay.
So we post them, publishing. It's like a magazine, but we prefer a media company. Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of preference. You identify as a media company.
Yeah.
Okay, sawa. Alright, what's the last event you went to?
It's called Eco Fashion Week. This one that's coming up, another event on Saturday. But their last edition last month was in Embe Creatives. It's in Lavington. It's a creative event. There's fashion people coming in, music people. But as journalists, we're like just there to see what's happening and like just post it on Instagram.
Okay. I'm asking a lot of questions focused on what you're doing, but I ask because we're talking about modern journalism, yes? So when you tell the story, when you go, how do you tell the story? This is what I saw. Are you reporting or are you creative writing?
So we're trying not to like post it as reporting like traditional journalism. We're trying to put it in a way that it comes out as creative. So there'll be a lot of effects, even the way we approach the entire formatting of a video. It's not the way people expect it to be. So it can come out really creative. There could be like one or two PTCs right to the camera, but it's mostly just BTS. We're just speaking to people who are holding the event as a whole. But it's not the traditional way of a strict format of following a specific format for every video.
Okay. Yeah. Kendi, would you be interested to watch something like that or to?
I am not so much of a content creator other than my YouTube channel. That's my podcast. However, I feel like my strength is mostly on conversations that is hosting.
Okay.
I am a part of a media team in a community of women called the Well Woman Warrior community.
Wait, slowly, what?
The Well Woman Warrior.
Well Woman Warrior.
Yes.
Alliteration at its best,
It's a global movement of women. Basically what we do, we empower women to live up to their standards and also to find out their identity and live up to it. It's interdenominational, it's faith-based. So I do a lot of hosting of our
Tingo's
IG.
also quite interested. He'd be like, what?
You just caught my attention.
I
right
mean,
there.
what?
Yeah, I do a lot of hosting of our IG live conversations, and basically that's pretty much about it, because you realize there's a lot in media. Being a journalist, I trained, and every semester we would take like 13 units. So you can imagine there was too much to take in. I know.
What school did you go to?
Kenya Institute of Mass Comm.
Kenya Mass,
Typical,
it's
right?
the best. No, but it produces
Oh, yeah.
greatness.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there is a lot that you get to be taught, but you have to narrow down to a niche that it's your strength. And having studied and gone through it all, I realized I love conversations. So basically, you'd never find me lacking in conversations. Unfortunately, I'm not good at small talks, but I will love to engage you in a conversation, and basically that's where I just venture, and I want to be great at it, and I know I'm doing a lot to get there.
You are very articulate. I like
you.
and composed. Tingo, what is the most fascinating thing you have had in what she has said? Because you're clearly interested. So what has piqued your interest?
I think for me, I'm a fan only of uni.
Okay.
So we're in a position where we're trying to see people who are doing things by themselves. So great things, if I could say.
Okay.
So being here and seeing and hearing what she's saying, I'm like, okay, people are actually doing what we want to do in their own spaces. So for me, I'm like, maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, but it's super. There is.
One thing about journalism, talking about it today reminds me of before I joined college. Everyone was like, it's crowded. Everyone is up there. They're doing stuff. But when you find your voice, when you find your interest, your passion, you basically just soar. But you have got to put in the work. That's why I was telling him before this, I love that he's putting himself out there, which is something I didn't really do as much while I was in school. But now I know that it is in the trying, consistent trying of things. These are the other thing to find you, because also being young, you tend to want to figure out everything at a go, which brings a lot of pressure and stress. Just take one day at a time, put yourself out there, and just see what works, and then grow at it. Yeah.
Do you feel like, and this is, I want to believe, if I'm wrong, if I'm assuming, forgive me, but I want to believe this is a question that every content creator asks themselves. Should I have started earlier? Do I have content to talk about in the first place? Am I just winging it? Do I know enough? Am I enough? Are those questions you ask yourself?
Oof. Girl, let me tell you.
Talk to me, and I am not minor, but tell me.
Those questions are normal, first off. Everyone, there's the imposter syndrome that is all over, not just in media or content creation. But yes, should you have started earlier? Absolutely. Because you'll never be too ready. You'll never be ready. Even in such conversations, we are seated here, we've been briefed, but you still feel a bit of tension because you are human. And that's just your body allowing you to feel what is happening. But you've got to allow yourself also to be human. With a lot of content creation, I love how it's getting diverse, specifically with TikTok. People are just being themselves. If I talk about money, I don't hide it. I don't want to have to shift to talk about crime because someone else is doing it. This is what interests me. So the point I'm trying to get at is do it anyways. I know people keep on saying, and I used to say this, do it scared. Be scared and do it anyway. But I realized fear is not, it's a choice, just as faith is.
Wow.
You know, for these two instances, you have to take an action. If you're taking that leap of faith to start that YouTube channel, or that TikTok account or get on Twitter, X. I'm
okay.
old school with Twitter,
It's
you know.
okay. Uh-huh.
I'm not big on it. But yeah, people feel like I have got to succumb or compromise to look like somebody else. But can you imagine there's someone waiting for Val to be Val, and then they're going to be inspired, they're going to be empowered, they're going to see themselves through your eyes, and they're going to also sprout and grow. So start anyway. Like my journey, I always felt I love conversations. I want to talk. I want to inspire. But then how do I start? Thank God for good friends, you know? So a friend of mine who had graduated a year before me just reaches out and he gave me that tough love. He was like, you speak so well. Why aren't you doing something about it? You're going to just leave this school with a certificate and that's it? And I felt that. And then it was like, I've got equipment. Come, speak, just start. Clearly, I started without a plan. I'll tell you for sure. I didn't even sit with myself to visualize what was the end of this podcast and what I wanted to see through it. But after I started, I sat eventually now. I'm like, okay, it's not just wing it thing. There has to be a vision for it to materialize and to actually do what it's supposed to do and give what it's supposed to give. So I sat with myself, and of course now I re-strategized, and I am still on that journey, I'll tell you for sure. But don't let anything stop you. If you want to speak, speak. If you want to post, post. If you want to do it, just do it anyways. You know, you don't know who you're empowering, and our voices are powerful. For me, I took journalism as not just a career. I took it as a call because I know for sure God has given me a voice to speak and to empower others. So if I don't speak, like I love to say, and this anchors me a lot of times when the imposter syndrome is kicking in and I want to cower and not do it, is there's someone waiting on the other end of my obedience for their solution.
And you're faith driven.
Yeah, for their solution, for their answer, for their salvation, for something just will bring them to where they're supposed to be. So that voice, obey, just go for it. You'll figure things out in the process. Just obey. Clarity will come later. Yeah.
On periods. Oh, I've always wanted to say that. Tingo, do you want to echo, or would you like me to?
Yeah, I think I agree with her, especially the part of being ready, because what we're doing right now, it's something like we had thought of it late 2022 December. So from December of 2022 until this year, August, that's like 2 years now since. So for us, I think most of my friends are creatives, not necessarily in journalism, but across all other sectors. So you're speaking to someone and they tell you, yes, you have a brilliant idea. You obviously, like you'll have conversations and you'll mention it. I have this idea that I'm working on, or at least I want to work on in the next few years. So that's a brilliant idea, but you have to work on it now. Because there's this principle that people say, if you have a great idea, it's not like weird or it's not strange. Like 2 years later, someone else will come up with the same idea and execute it right then. So for you, you're there like, let me buy time, 1 year, 2 years. Then after some time, you see it like someone's executing it better than you did. So you're like, he stole it from me. But that's not the case. They had the same idea. So my friends think and my friends believe like it was time for that idea to like come out, to like sprout. So the more you waste time, the more you say, let me buy time, someone else will come up with the idea. And for them, they'll say, let me do it right now. I'm not ready, but let me do it right now. Or they have no other option. So they decide to act on it. So for me, I was being told, you're wasting time, just act on it. You'll figure things out later, the likes. And it's super interesting. Like, obviously, I chose journalism because I wanted to tell stories. Being in a position where I want to tell stories that inspire, that impact. But you tell this to someone, like your parents, and they say, hey, journalism, you've seen person X, they've been on TV for 20 years.
Say her name. Lulu Hassan ameshinda kwa TV tangu kwetu class 3 bana.
Exactly. So they say umeona huyu na huyu wamekuwa tangu kwa class 2, same faces, utatoa wapi kazi? So then in some way it rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, okay, I'll still go for it because the other option was low. and then nikaona hizo vitabu, I was like, nah, I'm not going for law. Let me choose journalism. Let me stick with what I wanted, what I loved. So I went towards journalism. Then over time, you kind of come up with what you want. Like, you know what you want in life, you know what you want to, like, what you want to create, the stories you want to tell and the likes. But still, kuna hiyo point ya confusion. Like, even until now, we're still having the same arguments that we had last year. Like, what do we want to create? What story do you want to tell? Tunaenda hii event, tunaenda kufanya nini exactly? But for me, I feel like I delayed for the longest while. I delayed for the longest while. Kanningenza 2022 December, I don't think I would have been the same spot where I am right now. So, umefika 4th year, that's where you start being scared. Like, yo, I have a couple of months, I have 4 months left. Let me just do it. Let me just do it. Naeza toka hapo, as my mom said, Lulu Hassan, amekuwa citizen for 20 years. So let me just do it. Yeah, but for me, same advice as she's given. Just go for it. And just go for 100%.
Okay. I have a very wide range of interest in terms of content. So that means I listen to a lot of people who, if unajua diagram, I know people are doing exams or the thought of diagram inakusumbua kidogo roho, but bear with me. So if there are two spheres and then there's a place where they intertwine, so I'm all three, and then sometimes I can find friends who we can relate to at somewhere in the middle. So the particular one I'm thinking about is Legally Clueless by Adela Nyango. First of all, if you're watching Good Morning, mini fan, tuanze hapo. But she's amazing. The fact that she was a radio personality at some point, so she left her job to start Legally Clueless, and it's gone on tour, East Africa tour in Rwanda, Ethiopia, and so she was talking about seasons. So storytelling is highly dependent on who we are, our personalities at the time, yes? And so we change. So season 1 is not going to be season 2. The Valentine I am right now is not the Valentine I was in high school or when I was on campus, you know? I'm changing, and possibly the Valentine, God willing, let me see more life, will change. So how do you warp your content alongside your personality?
Wow.
Big question.
I'll tell you what. I am a year out of campus, and it's been a journey. Let me tell you, girl. The transitioning can be quite, I wouldn't want to use the word traumatic, but it can be quite taxing to you, especially if you don't have like support system around you. So I've been through that of you get out of campus with this particular perspective and plan. My life has to unfold this way, and then it doesn't. And you're wondering, did you go wrong somewhere? So I feel like, just like you've mentioned, seasons come, they shape you, they squeeze you, they mold you into something different. But the one thing that has kept me grounded, and I wouldn't say my personality has changed, more like my perspective has changed. Yes. What keeps me grounded is
but okay.
Is knowing who I am, and my identity in Christ is everything for me. As far as seasons will come and go.
Fascinating the boy.
Every time she mentions Christ, I'm like, okay. Okay, yeah.
Seasons will come and go, but I cannot let them dictate who I get to become. I am not my actions. I'm not my experiences. I am whom God says I am. So that has grounded me even as I go through seasons, even as I, rebrand with my podcast as I am in the process of doing currently. It's been, what would God want me to do? Who are the people he wants me to reach? Because I know for sure it's not everyone that can reach me. The lady you've just mentioned, I don't know who she is. Yeah, I don't. Reason being, not that she's not doing amazing. I'm sure she's. You've just mentioned what she's doing, East Africa and stuff. But maybe she's called to someone like you. And maybe I am called to someone like so and so. So what grounds me is my identity, and also the constant understanding of the people I am to reach, my audience. They need to see me develop and grow. For sure, I am not creating content as I did back in 2022 when I first started the podcast. So the grounding of identity is one major thing for me, and just also, and not to say that you get to be rigid. You move as you grow. My one big podcast that I love is The Joyride by Ben Psycho and 100. They've been through seasons of marriage, newlyweds, and now they are parents. And looking at their growth, you keep seeing that life happens, but you don't have to let yourself be rigid. Allow yourself to grow. Growth is uncomfortable. First off, it is uncomfortable. And we want so much to stay in one place because what you don't know, it scares you. So you will never know what's on the other end of your success if you don't try something, if you don't allow yourself to grow with it. So move. Eventually you will find that even I keep on looking at the journey of many content creators and media personalities. For sure, they are not the same person they were when they were in their early 20s, now that they're in their 30s. And I know for sure, in my early 20s as I am right now, 5 years from now, I'll not be the same person, right? So allow the journey to unfold, but also learn. That's a constant thing. The one thing that never changes about life is constant learning, because if you don't learn, the world will leave you behind. We are in AI generation. Life is moving crazily fast. I keep on thinking we are big on TikTok right now, and X. 5 or 10 years from now, just like Facebook is something older now, what but yeah, typically we are talking modern journalism, right? So yes, there will be growth. So you've got to allow yourself to move with what's happening, but let your grounding be there. What's your why? As to you went to content creation, why are you doing it? If it's for money, please give it all. If it's for inspiration, inspire as much as you can. You know, there's a verse in the Bible, I love it, says that if you are encouraging, encourage at its best. If you are prophesying, the same. Like anything you give yourself to doing, don't hold back. Just go for it only. Yeah.
Your face is betraying you.
I'm trying to maintain composure.
Your face is betraying you.
First of all, I love that you reference religion multiple times in what you're doing and the likes. For me, I think I've grown up consuming a lot of content, music, fashion, and the likes. So even 3 minutes into small talk, I'll have to mention it. It will just come up. I will talk about Kenyan music, we'll talk about creative directors in Nairobi and the likes. So when I got into university, I think when I got to third year, an opportunity came where we were asked, how many of you want to host radio shows? They're like, okay, we'll try. So I teamed up with a friend, he's called Nevin, and most people know him as Mhenga Kiragu. So we hosted the show between last year, October, up until this year. So for us, it was a position where we were exploring our interests. Like he's big on social media, we're trying to do things that we love. So we were trying to channel what we loved into radio. So in that manner. So for us, we would like to approach, let's say, a musician. We'd go for an event where we were. Then 3 minutes into small talk, Numuliza, what do you do on Tuesday? And I say, nothing. Between 2 to 4, we can have a conversation about what you're doing, what you'd want to do. And that entire conversation now shapes the entire interview that's coming up. And I think the one thing that helps a lot of creatives in Nairobi, especially now, is community. If you go onto social media and just search one creative, you're able to see he's collaborated with multiple other people, other creatives, similar things that they're doing and the likes. So as she was saying, support system, I think it's really important, especially now, where it's really easy to inferiority complex where you're saying, I don't think what I'm doing is like comparable to what my friend is doing and the likes. So having that community around you where you're able to shape and able to have conversations with people around what you're doing, the stories you're telling across everything, music, business, technology, depending on what you're creating is also muhimu. Venye watu wanasema huku nje, ni muhimu sana. So for me, that's the one thing. But it also has to happen organically, naturally. You can't really go and say, you're going to be part of my community, let's work these things out. It really happens from the people you surround yourself with. So let's say if my friend is a creative, it's easier for me to work with him because we know the things. I've talked to him multiple times, so I know how his mind works and how he creates. So that in some way helps a lot. So from the onset, it's from what you love, from the interest that you have, then now you're able to channel it to what you now want to do as a journalist, as a creative, as a content creator, as an influencer, the entire space. So for me, I think I would base all of it on your interest and having a community, a support system. I think hiyo ni muhimu.
Okay. Hey, you all have such wonderful points and heavy. Yeah, wisdom looks good on you guys. Okay. It's Kogeria, man. Okay, sawa. Hey, I have 10 minutes left. Okay, so, Tingo, I was going to direct this to you, but it's something that you both said at some point that zimeshikana kidogo. You know how you want to start, but you ask yourself, but they're already imeja. Saturation is a whole thing. Science. Nilisoma, guys. Saturation. Ililipwa. Anyway, so yes, the market could be saturated for whatever reason. You feel like it or not. But there's also nothing new under the sun. So if you've thought of something, someone has thought of it before. I mean, we are 2000 plus, and it's AD. Not BC, na kuna BC. So all those years, I'm sure if you've thought of something, someone else has, but they won't really give it your touch. So is there a reason to be afraid that the cake is not big enough? It's big. It's big, one. If you want to study journalism, study. If you want to study chemistry, study. Come out and you will find something to do. Nisawa. So I've asked myself a question, I've answered myself. But I want to hear your views as well. And also, now to Tingo, it was, okay, you might not know this person, but he's called Jay Shetty. He has a podcast also. Now, I cannot remember what he calls it, but his name is Jay Shetty. He wrote a book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Very interesting. So this guy, his basic niche, I want to call it, is to interview and do very soulful interviews. So you find him asking such deep questions that sometimes people cry on this podcast, and these are men. So you see a man like that cry like, hey, rada umeguzwa wapi? So the last person I saw he interviewed had been to prison before, and he was talking about how dark and how hard prison is. And hizi ni za majuu. So hata sitaki kufikiria za huko, you know, conditions are not the same, you know. And he's also interviewed people like Michelle Obama. He's interviewed artists, as in his goal is soulful content, but it's so diverse. Is that something also we should consider as we are starting our content creation journey?
I feel like people have really interesting ideas, especially with interviews. I've seen this one, the chicken shop date, where people come, like just interview a celebrity. There's this one with Amelia. You just have a date eating chicken, but she asks you really awkward questions. The aim is to make the guest as uncomfortable as possible. Like just make it uncomfortable. Ask weird questions and the likes while you eat chicken. Then there's one, you're now eating chicken, but it's spicy.
Hot wing edition.
Hot wings edition, yeah. So people have really interesting ideas. There's the complex shoe shopping. You're interviewing a musician while you're going shoe shopping. Then they buy shoes worth 400,000 Kenyan shillings or half a name that likes. So I feel like everyone, you just need to sit down and see how you can create and what you can create, especially in the Kenyan space. I don't think people have really explored such ideas that much. It's always just a sit down, let's talk. But I feel there's a lot of ways that you can twist an interview. There's a lot of ways that you can twist a sit down with someone, and now you come up with something extremely brilliant, like the soulful interviews. that now you're making grown men cry, and someone who's watching, I'll be honest, I might also cry, or people might also cry. Yeah, so I think it's really interesting, but you just have to come up with an idea and execute it as best as you can. And I know my aunt is going to hate me for this. My niece, my cousin, wants to become a journalist. But my aunt says, journalist, same thing I was saying, something I was told, same thing she told me when I wanted to do journalism. Umona huyu for how many years on screen? Mbono wendo fanya hivyo. So they told her, nah, you go do education, become a teacher like me and the likes. But the same thing, there are like millions of teachers in Kenya. There are like thousands or tens of thousands of journalists in Kenya. So it's really, it cuts across. The number is there. The number of people who are doing a certain profession is already saturated. I think, let's say like doctors, they've been in existence since creation. Same thing with anything, health practitioners, lawyers. So I don't know why journalists catch the slack for this or catch the heat for this, but I don't feel like it's something that should really like discourage someone to pursue journalism. There's a lot of ideas that you can execute, interviews, especially in modern journalism. There are a lot of things that you can do, and there's ways you can monetize it to also, like, obviously the end goal is money for most of us. So there's ways you can monetize whatever you're doing, podcasting in Spotify Premium and the likes. So don't feel like being scared can justify not taking journalism or not pursuing what you really love. Yeah.
Okay. With my few minutes remaining, I'm trying to make the questions as meaningful as possible. Not that they're not ever meaningful, just, do you think that there is a negative impact to modern journalism? Like when I started, I said, as long as you have a smartphone and the camera works and it can catch sound, journalists, do you think there's a negative impact?
Yeah.
How, and can we amend it?
Oh, okay. I would say this, there is, because the other day on TikTok, someone just said, I feel like we should ban podcast equipment.
Wow.
And they felt where they were coming from, it's a place where anyone and everyone can say anything. Now, we won't take away the right of, speech and expression from anyone. However, we are in interesting times as a generation where a lot of people compromise due to wanting to fit in. So you find that people are creating just because they know this is the kind of thing that will interest, without thinking the impact to a younger person. Take it as a younger sister you may have, and you're not thinking of them in the moment where you're putting out certain content. We are Africans. We are great and big on morals. But looking at content, sometimes you question, like, wazazi wako? Why would you just do such? Because at the end of the day, we know for sure, if we all can voice everything we think, man, we will be a chaotic generation. There has to be some sort of self-control. There has to be some sort of bigger vision. So if money is all, and then we are losing a generation, man, we are doomed. But good thing is that you and I and those of us who hear this conversation are going to put themselves out there to know that what's impacting the nation more right now, even with Maandamano, we started it on social media and we went to the streets, right? It's more of social media. So when we know that a generation is here, that we are the ones, how they used to say we are the leaders of tomorrow.
We are now the leaders
We
of
are
today.
now the leaders, today. So how are you leading? So you asked how can we maybe change that? We may not dictate how everyone behaves or what they put out there, but you and I can be the change we want to see. Because if I don't create what I want to see, who will? So don't wait. That's why modern journalism is such a power tool. Don't wait and say, I wish so and so would create this. Why don't you put out yourself there or build someone else to do it? Like my friend saw a voice in me. He gave me a platform, more like the equipment that I needed, and he pushed me. And so I'm out here making the small change I want to see. So we cannot dictate everyone's. That's one of the liberty that has come with modern journalism. Bora uko na simu, you just do you. But if you want to see the change, be that change. Yes, so ground yourself. Yes, do you want to see that power move in marriage? Get a good marriage and then show it. You know, do you want...
Tingo's excitement cannot be held. It cannot be contained. It can't be.
But yeah, we can change by becoming that change. So we will not say don't, but be. Yeah.
I think what I have gotten from this conversation is, please, first of all, go ahead and do it. Do not wait until tomorrow. Just start. Start when you're scared. It's fine. The absence of something about courage and fear. But she also said fear is a choice, just like faith is. Not Faith, tumekutaja leo. Kuna mtu anaitwa Faith na watch. Good morning, Faith. Hi. All right, now we have to come to a conclusion. Just one more time, how can we get you on your podcast and social media?
Yes, on Instagram, Kendi_Lena. On my podcast on YouTube, Sheltered Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tingo?
It's Tingo on Instagram, and on TikTok it's Tingo Akel. On TikTok it's Akel. On Twitter it's Akel. Tingo.
Akel, like
Akel.
Kale, like the vegetable.
It's AKELL.
Oh.
AKELL. Tingo.
Okay.
Then for more of what we do, it's Ties Media. TIES Media Kenya across all platforms. Yeah, tie.
Kunyonga tie.
Kunyonga
Okay,
tie, yeah.
sawa.
Ties Media.
No, you've already traumatized me. High school, guys, can tie a tie. Thank you so very much for allowing us into your space, into your homes, and wherever you have been. My name is Valentine, and I have been co-hosting with one Grasha Maingi. We have made noise, we have talked about menses, and we have talked about modern journalism all in one day. And we've played a game too that I won, of course. If Grace tells you any different, she's lying. Hashtag is whiteboarding or WCW. Again, you can find us at White on Facebook, and of course all those other lovely places. Have yourself a wonderful day.